You stop short.
Hi, guys.
So it was the screen record.
Oh, Lord. It's never
I'm
easy.
assuming you guys couldn't hear us or see us on the previous recording.
What are they? The Who's Tommy?
I was trying to use the new iOS 11 screen record option, so I could record this. Fuck it, I don't even remember if I put in the settings, record, save it. But even if it does save it, it doesn't save the comments. It's a nightmare. Oh, I know what I can do. I've got an idea.
What can you do, Jack? What can you do?
It won't work, but I'll try it later.
All right.
What are you doing? Why do you suddenly get so dark?
I don't know. Why did I? I didn't do anything.
It's like your soul escaped.
Oh no! I need that.
You did, right? Am I nuts? Did you just suddenly get darker?
Did I go backwards or like change
Did you
my computer?
Did you bang the chair? You fucking banged the chair.
I don't remember banging the chair.
God. You stop short.
We're having fun here, boys and girls.
You gotta readjust it.
Woo!
You got significantly darker. Am I nuts?
No, I did. I for sure did.
Did something happen on the TV? Our
Is
TV is also
it...
our backlight. I hate everything about everything.
Every day is fun.
Every day is a
winding road. Get a little bit closer.
This is too dark. What's going on?
I don't know, man. I'm just gonna tweet out this link though.
Moving boxes everywhere. No room for anything. That's not gonna work. Is this our film noir podcast? Jesus.
Oh God, that's our Blind Dan podcast.
Yeah.
Somebody's named Frowers Goldberg, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's
so
kind of
welcome
cool.
aboard, Frowers. We can't totally see your
Oh,
comments.
here. Do you want to
Do I want to pop?
go to periscope.tv and look us up?
I already got us on over here.
No, put it
Oh,
on
we
the
want to.
screen.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, if you go to Twitter, I just tweeted it out.
Why would I go to Twitter?
Well, I guess I could just click Periscope
Oh, I
and go
see
right
what
to
you're saying,
Periscope. I was going to go right to the link.
Doesn't matter. None of this matters.
Oh. That's not us. That
Happy
is
Diwali, everybody!
Diwali. I saw Diwali, and I also saw Ratatouille.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, that was bad.
That's pretty good, actually. That's not bad.
That's not bad. Woo! We're having fun, guys, gals. There we are. I don't know if we are live or not, or
Of course we are.
Well, no, but like what the delay is.
Oh.
All right, we always have a delay. But here we are. We're getting set up as we always do. And as we always do, we have a delay between your comments and what we're actually seeing on the big screen here at We Studios. So,
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Are we too dark? Is this like We 100 like really really terrible, or is this better than that?
I mean, we have our studio light. Someone said "Happy Baby, Dan." Thank you,
Hey.
Fisher Michaels. She has not been born yet.
Dan is a happy baby.
I am happy baby.
I know we look great, but like, how's the lighting? Is it too dark?
Thank you. We take care of ourselves here.
We ate a lot of Wendy's.
Had a lot of Wendy's.
All right.
Oh my goodness. You can't be our perfectionist, Jack. That's how they cranked out 28 seasons of The Simpsons.
Fisher Michaels, are you saying sorry I have to move from my awesome apartment, which is awesome, or are you saying I have to move because of the lighting? Are you?
I think he's saying from the apartment.
Sorry, you have to move.
Yes, and we have outrage that we didn't have Popeyes, which is true. We wanted to mix it up.
We had our final Popeyes meal, and we realized we should have been doing Wendy's the whole time.
Yeah, the Wendy's is like a million times better. Anyway, this is non-canonical. This is free.
This can't be one of our 3-hour records either.
No, we gotta...
Somebody's got a pregnant wife at home.
We gotta wrap this bitch up.
Wrap this bitch up. That's the video.
Yeah, that really is the video. You have no idea what we're talking about. It's Prodigy, Smack My Bitch Up. Look into it. It's on YouTube, I'm sure. And now I'm seeing us like a minute ago doing the whole Prodigy thing. All right, guys. Someone wants Freed? Who's Freed? Freak to leak his nudes. Maybe if he gets hacked. He's got an Instagram account, people. 0 photos. Did you get a little seltzer?
Yeah, a little seltzer. Is that terrible?
Seltzer?
Does that make it?
I think that made it worse.
Makes it worse.
I feel like I look like I should be in some sort of police lineup.
Alexa,
Is that accurate?
turn off the desk lamp. Better?
It's fine. I feel like I don't look good there, but I look good there, so whatever.
No, not La Croix. It's
I'm just a narcissist. That's what that is.
I'm trying to drink seltzer instead of beer to lose this big gut, and it has not worked at all. And I don't wake up any better in the morning. It's changed nothing. It's changed nothing. It's cheaper, slightly.
It's all good.
All right.
All right, boys and girls. Yeah, we're going to get started in a second. You guys have no idea what's happening. We just watched an episode of The Simpsons called The Regina Monologues.
This is We 115, you may have noticed.
Yes, we are ahead of the game.
By one. This was supposed to be our New Year's
We were supposed to bank quite a few episodes. That didn't happen.
We didn't bank any sync points.
No, we did nothing. We did record our Halloween episode.
So this may be the final episode of the year. Unless me and Dan can work some magic.
Yes, we have to see. Magic would have to happen soon. But we did our Halloween episode, so you guys will be able to hear that a week from today. And that's a fun one. And this is going to be the episode that's going to come out as a podcast in early November. We're watching the Regina Monologues. We actually just watched it, so we're coming back from our little intro. Our intro was like 10 minutes long. I don't remember what we talked about anymore, but...
you did a bunch of British accents.
I did a bunch of British accents. I can almost guarantee that I will do a few more. Hello, governor, what's all this then? Yeah, that's kind of it. So you guys are joining us right after the break. So
ready?
Yeah.
Guys, have any questions before we kick into gear here?
Happy baby by the time this comes out. Yeah, by the time this comes out. Yeah. Actually, this will come out the day before the due date. So
and I will be well settled into my troll cave.
Hopefully, get this to me early so that I can actually upload this episode.
Yeah.
Because if I'm in
Make
the
sure
hospital,
you get the episode number right this time.
Oh,
this
one. Oh man. So I see a lot of familiar faces. So thanks so much for joining us, guys. We're gonna jump into this because we gotta get going. So yeah, I filled you in already.
I'm sorry, this lighting's driving me nuts.
What is it? A pirate wheel on your crotch driving me nuts? It's a joke. I told it out of order.
You peeked at Diwali.
It's almost Christmas. No peeking at Diwali. That's not anything.
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
Here we go. Here we go. Should I watch you guys or Return of the Jedi? No, watch us.
Watch us. We're much more fun.
Dan will do Dan will do some Ewok jokes and.
Oh my god. Boom! You guys are voluntarily watching this. You guys are great.
Well,
you guys are great.
The six super fans are, and then there's a bunch of Periscope randos who just what are these two nerds doing?
When are you guys gonna smooch?
Wait until I do my stunning comment that's gonna make fun of them.
Yeah.
Down.
Gay. Really brought us down a peg, random Periscope person. Oh boy.
Yeah, Simpsons Trivia
is still happening. Yes.
I'll be hosting it.
Yeah, actually, the first Thursday of November, Jack is co-hosting with me, so that's going to be fun.
For my first time ever.
Yes, so that's the King's Beer Hall in Brooklyn. Google that. But yeah, we should jump into the episode, so let's do that.
So, that was the Regina Monologues.
Oh, was that the Regina Monologues? I thought it was.
Was I right? I was right? It was a good, there were some good ass gags.
There's some good ass gags in it for sure.
We'll
definitely talk about that. Yeah,
we laughed. There was one moment we laughed harder. The hardest I think we've laughed since before that was the Lego episode.
Yeah,
and we weren't even laughing at a joke. We were laughing at some stupid
glitch that we had where we saw the same 5-second clip but 6 times.
We actually had to pause the episode because we couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, we had to get the giggles out.
Should we say what it is now? Should we hold them in suspense?
We could say what it is. Let's set it up though, so we're not just like it was great. If you haven't seen it, watch it. There was a moment. The whole beginning of the episode is Bart finds $1,000, and he says, "Oh man, what can I buy with $1,000?" And he has this extended fantasy of a moon mansion on the moon, populated with green-looking Star Trek kind of aliens, all go-go dancing.
Doing this from the get-go. This is so much nicer.
Yeah, this is really nice. We're on Periscope. That's if we have an errant comment during this episode, it's because
I don't think we've done anything different. I think they've upgraded their interface.
They may have. They may have. Anyway,
where were we? Sorry, I have the attention span of a gnat.
It's true, you do. So Bart's in the moon mansion and he's dancing, and there's this little song. It's like Bart's moon party in outer space. And then he has this it's a very short little fantasy, and then
R2D2 is
playing the bass. And then it cuts back to real life, and then Homer just comes in with a beer and just goes, Bart's Moon Party from outer space.
Singing the song.
Singing the song, doing the dance. The song was both amusing and catchy, and it was just funny to actually hear Homer singing it.
And we'll talk about it in more detail when we get to it.
But anyway.
But we love that gag.
We laughed for a long, good while.
So does that count as you watching Return of the Jedi? With
that's even better.
Your fiance?
That's even better than watching Return of the Jedi.
Okay, so before we do a quick plot recap.
Yeah.
Let's recap, but how we do it over
but in
here.
a patented way.
Even though we will no longer be in Wii Studios.
Yeah.
We will still be Wii Studios. It's a complicated...
We'll be we, but we won't be the we that we were when we were we in this studio.
The name of the podcast network, Wii Studios, takes its name from the physical location that will now be owned by some rando.
Right.
Not by me. Yeah.
I think we should break in.
I hope that people come here in 30 years like Abbey Road.
Yeah, I think so. This is where Frew Goldberg was invented.
This is where Bay Ridge Bob... went to the market?
I don't know. There was a bus involved at one point.
Some kind of wicker store? I forget.
I have no idea.
This little Bay Ridge Bob went to the market.
Oh boy.
This little... It's where you were conceived.
It's where Frew Goldberg was conceived.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the name. I just assumed it was one of the humans saying.
Yes, we have a viewer named Frew Goldberg watching us on Periscope.
All right.
All right, so
I hope he doesn't cyberbully me. But before we do our plot recap, we need to talk about the many people who suggested this episode. We mentioned at the top of the show the Wii Lite that paid $10 a month.
Our buddy Sean.
To cover. He didn't give his last name, huh?
He didn't give his last name, and he's Sean with a U. So if you are Sean with a U, thank you.
I'm assuming it's Sean Penn.
Well, Sean Penn doesn't have a U in his name. He's S-E-A-N.
Oh, wait, how is it?
He's S-H-A-U-N, this Sean.
Oh, I don't know.
Like
Sean from Boy Meets World?
No, he was S-H-A-W-N.
I don't know any UNs. Who's famous with a UN?
Shaun of the Dead was with a UN, wasn't he?
But that's a fake character.
Well,
that can't be the
Shaun
guy
the Sheep also.
That's a sheep.
Yeah, well, they're fake characters, but they were real Seans with a U.
I'm trying to figure out who the real Sean that's...
Well, the real Sean, please stand up. All right, guys. Dan Variano suggested this episode.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Pugs Malone suggested this episode. So thank you, Pugs. Fraser, not Fraser, but Fraser.
I need a musical in toast salad and boxing. I don't know. Thank you, Fraser.
Spike suggested this episode. I assumed the network.
I was thinking
soon to be rebranded the Paramount Network.
The best friend of Robbie from Dinosaurs. Hey, according to my Facebook memories, exactly 9 years ago today, I had that song stuck in my head.
Nothing has changed. We also had Liam McShane. So thank you, Liam. And a cryptic listener whose name is just Jay, with a period after it.
Thank you, Jay.
So thank you, Jay.
I assume Jay Giles.
It was Jay Giles. Jay Giles is dead?
I think so.
Oh, man. Love stinks, am I right?
Freeze frame for the rest of eternity.
Centerfold.
Very, very sad.
Yeah. So, let's get into the recap.
So, Bart... let's take that again.
All right, so let's get into the recap. Should I do it in a British accent?
How about you do the entire recap in a British accent?
Hello, dearies. It's Mrs. Doubtfire, Sinead Doubtfire.
Hot flushes.
A seldom used British character. Oh my goodness.
Do the whole thing about it. In a variety. Get all the British voices out of the way now, so we can get the recording going.
All right. This episode starts off with Mr. Burns at the ATM. He takes out a $1,000 bill. He does.
Go on.
I don't even want to do it in a British accent. So yeah, Mr. Burns goes to the ATM.
So you're gonna do the British accents later?
Yeah.
Why don't you just do them now?
I'll pepper them in when it makes the most sense, just like I do with Freet and Hemus and all the rest.
Just pepper them in. You eat it all at once, like a Wendy's Dave's triple.
Which Jack ate for dinner tonight. I watched him do it, and I watched him clutch his left shoulder afterwards and say, "Ow, my shoulder hurts." Presumably because of the cholesterol and whatnot. All right, so real quick, the recap.
I'll do it. Right. So what's all this then? Mr. Burns takes a $1,000 bill out of the ATM. It blows away. Bart finds this money, and he realizes that he can make money by people wanting to look at it. So he creates a museum in his treehouse. Mr. Burns ends up confiscating the money, but Lisa realizes they made $3,000 charging people to look at this bill. They use the money for Marge. Marge wanted to go on a nice vacation, so they take her to England, It's a Simpsons go-to. They hit up all the main what-have-yous, and eventually what-have-yous not as...
I like the main what-have-yous. That could be like a band or something.
The main what-have-yous.
Hey, we're the main what-have-yous. Good night, Springton. There will be no encore. I'm just doing Spinal Tap.
Are we dating? There's the gay comment. Hey,
yeah, there it is.
Hey,
so
we
thank
called
you.
it. Thanks for being predictable, you stupid fucking piece of shit country.
Anyway.
Or whatever. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's one of the bots. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a bot.
I thought it was a regular person.
Yeah.
So...
I thought it was something with thinking feelings and emotions, but it's not.
Anyway, we're just in Denali.
No, he said it right. He said denial. You can't see it.
It's a denial. It's a pun. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't Pixar related. It wasn't topical.
Yep, that Ratatouille / Wall-E joke I made. So topical.
Anyway, Homer hits the carriage of the Queen, gets into a car accident with her, and he's locked up, put in the Tower of London. He has to escape. He ends up escaping into her bedroom, but then he convinces her to just kick them out of the country by some bullshit speech about how America is England's baby, and then that's it.
That's pretty much it. I mean, let's say the storyline of the episode is pretty thin. This is mostly just an excuse for a bunch of British jokes.
It's an excuse. They knew that 14 years later we would be covering this, and it was just an excuse for you to lay out your British voices.
That's right, is what it was. Sometimes I'm a cockney guy from the 1800s.
What are you, gay?
Or maybe I am. Is that such a crime? Not here in the UK.
No, but I guess we might as well bring this up. There is a huge gay panic homophobic joke in the episode.
Go on.
So during that speech, that schmaltzy speech, Homer goes, "Can't you go easy on us? We're like America. We're like England's kid. And sometimes we don't behave, and sometimes we get a little
We don't call as much.
We don't call as much as we should.
Yeah.
And we know we're not like our goody two-shoe brother Canada, which is a fine joke. Canada
Right.
is a goody two-shoe version
Also
of America.
a British colony at one point.
But then he does this really side-eye, who has never had a girlfriend?
Just saying. And he does the shifty eyes.
But there's a hostile look to the shifty eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It
like
just
Canada's gay and that's bad.
It seemed like the Canada's gay joke was not funny. The that's bad was what was troublesome.
Yes.
Problematic, if you would.
Well, the idea of giving a speech to the Queen of England and talking about your wayward son, America, and then comparing us to, the more favored sibling, Canada, that's a great idea. I don't know why it had to get all gay, or, gay panicky, I guess.
Homophobic.
Homophobic is a better way to say it. But there was actually, we're jumping around now, but there was...
Fisher Michael says it's not just calling Canada a loner. I think it's a gay joke. It could be construed that way. I don't think it is. I think it's a gay joke.
The way that Homer was kind of looking around shifty, he was implying something. So I don't know. Maybe it's just that Canada's weird.
You don't imply somebody's a loner like that.
Canada is weird, by the way.
They've
never even had a girlfriend, Jack.
Shifty-eyed, shifty-eyed. I always thought people who I'm moving out of this country if the politician I don't like wins was always bullshit.
Right.
But now that global warming's happening and Canada's probably going to be a
Canada's
really nice, warm country.
The equivalent of LA now.
Yeah. I might move. If I find myself a nice Canadian wife.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? If you're a single Canadian lady or man, write in. I'm
going to open up We Toronto.
Oh.
Toronto branch.
Hey guys, this is We Toronto. We're here watching an episode of the show. And we're going to watch Strange Brew after this and do a sing points for it. So it's going to be real great. And then the Leafs are going to play.
And then I do Canadian accent here. And then...
and then...
That's the gag!
And then Freak goes to Canada.
Hey, I love maple syrup! What else do they have in Canada? Ice hockey? Could I find love there? And maybe I get Canadian citizenship too. Sounds like a sitcom. Or a Britcom. Because that's what they call them in Britain.
It's Bart's Moon Party from outer space.
All right, let's get back. You want to go back to the beginning of the episode and talk about this whole Bart subplot that kind of starts things off. All of my notes are
for some reason, I updated and now I can't sync with my iCloud, and that's just going to keep popping up throughout the night. Alrighty, so what did you ask me? What are we doing?
Well, I wanted to go back to the beginning of the episode, but now my computer is not cooperating. Now it is. Okay, we're back. Someone says, I'd love a sing points on Strange Brew. I've never seen Strange Brew. I was just trying to think of the most Canadian movie possible.
I like Dave Thomas, and
I love Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis, and I've just never seen it. It's been on my list for decades. But anyway, all right, let's go to the beginning.
Nice solid couch gag, Play-Doh. I liked it. Nice and quick, funny.
Yeah, it was fine.
appealing?
We got a quick opening with Mr. Burns going to the ATM. Apparently he's been asking Smithers to pay for everything because money is for the poor, which is a decent gag.
Mm-hmm.
It's
true, too. Only poor people pay for things. Rich people get everything for free.
That's also true. But I liked, the reason he wanted money is because he wanted to buy crackleberries, he called them, which was just peanuts. I just like that as an old-timey Mr. Burns type of thing.
I don't know. 35 seconds in, I wrote down, I was wrong. Because in our introduction I said that this was a good episode. I later it got better, but this whole first act did nothing for me.
Really? I think the first act was probably the strongest.
Up until the moon thing, I was not on.
Well,
board.
yeah. So
he uses the ATM. You have anything to say about the ATM?
He uses the ATM. He's trying to put his card in, and he says to Smithers, "Guide me in." And Smithers says, "With pleasure, sir," or something like that.
Yeah,
another gay joke.
Actually,
I guess.
Yeah. Guide me in, Smithers.
Yeah,
that's
like guide your penis into my butthole.
Yeah, it's a little dark, a little blue for Simpsons.
Well, not blue for us.
No, it's not blue for us. We talk about Marge getting wet.
Oh yeah, with her blue pubes covered in dewy cum.
Dewy cum will be the name of this episode. I really wanted to leave on a high note in this home. This has been my home for 4 years. I really lucked out. It's just been a really, really great apartment. I'm gonna miss it. It was a very tough choice to move. I almost stayed, and I really just made a lot of great memories here. And now the final episode that we recorded here will be called Dewy Cum. And that's just the way it's going to be. And that's the niche we built for ourselves, and it's the tens of thousands of listeners that have gone and left, and that's why.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway,
Dewy Cum.
Dewy Cum indeed.
It's like Boutros Ghali. So the bill blows away, and they do a Forrest Gump cue, which they do a lot, I think, in the post-classic era. I don't remember it so much in the classic
I feel like they've done this floating bill like a few times. They did it
in Gump Roast.
Right. They did it for $20 Can Buy Many Peanuts, the Boy Scouts in the Hood episode.
They did it for that?
Yeah, wasn't that how the $20 get to there? I don't remember now.
I mean, blue. This whole thing reminded me so much. And it was such a post-classic version of that, because instead of a $20 bill, it's a $1,000 bill.
Right.
Instead of him and Milhouse sharing it,
he takes it from Milhouse.
It doesn't tell him.
Because Bart's a scumbag.
Piece of shit.
I mean, it was... this whole setup, it's basically just, we need to loosely justify The Simpsons going to England. And the way that happens is Marge... Okay, let's back up. This $1,000 bill, is that your backing up motion?
It started, and then I gave
up. You did like a little moonwalk thing.
I gave up about 2% into it.
You did the hand motion and you stopped.
I was just like, I got nothing.
Yeah. And there you are doing it.
Did you see the dead look in my eyes?
There was no joy in that backing up motion. That was just pure hatred of yourself.
It's because my body started and my mind was like behind the curve. It's just like, what do you got?
I don't have that reflex. I jump in. I would say things like, Dewy cum, before thinking about it and whether it's a good idea. So cut all that.
Dewey defeats True Cum.
Okay, see, you jump in, and sometimes it doesn't work.
I want to see the dead look in my eyes.
All right, let's wait to watch this. This is not going to be a quick record.
But I don't really have much to say. Is this where I say it?
Yeah, that was it. That was it. That was
my crow's feet.
There you go. All right, guys, let's get this ship back on the harbor. That's not an expression.
Let's get this ship back on the harbor.
One of those.
So they're playing Hockey Dad.
Yes, they're playing a Hockey Dad video game.
Classic, post-classic trope of they're now playing at this point on PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3.
Yeah,
but it's still an 8-bit game.
Right. I love the animation of the old style video games.
No problem with their 8-bit. Their 8-bit gags are usually very funny.
Right. The whole bit was it looked like a regular hockey game, and then two kids get into a fight, and that brings out their dads from the stands, and then it turns into like a Mortal Kombat game between like Mr. O'Bannon and Mr. like Chadowski or something. Yeah. And it was great. I really liked it. And one of them's beating up the other one. It's Bart beating up Milhouse. And then the little kid in the game runs out and says, "No, Dad, right now it's just assault. Don't make it murder."
Ignore.
Yeah, right. And then he wins. And the announcer in the game just goes, You are a big man. Big man.
It was very funny.
It was very funny.
It was a good gag. This was, I guess what I meant by the first act was basically that Burns intro.
Yeah.
And then the $1,000 bill lands in Milhouse's hair. Bart tells Milhouse it's a ladybug and doesn't show him.
Right.
So it's like, unlike the Junior Campers episode,
Yes.
Bart really wants to hold this money for himself. Bart's more cynical than he used to be.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, this
darker.
was post 9/11, so.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we all changed.
We're all looking out for
We all had
ourselves.
the scar tissue.
Yeah.
But instead, he immediately goes and tells the whole family.
Yeah, the very next scene is Homer looking at the bill, and I was like, how did Homer get the bill? And then Bart is like, but you can't have it, I'm taking it back, Dad. Well, why did you give it to him in
Because
the
it's
first
not your
place?
money, it's my money. Well, then why'd you show everybody?
He
Why
tells
wouldn't
the
you
entire family.
Wouldn't this be like such a Bart Simpson-y thing to do? To
Right.
go and spend it and not tell anybody?
Yeah.
Buy a bunch of shit from a catalog.
Yeah.
Get a squishy entirely out of syrup.
Yep.
Why would you go tell your family and then say, but you can't have it?
Yeah, I don't. It didn't make any sense. It's just there as justification for Marge to be like, "Oh, Bart, you can't have that money until you put up a flyer."
And Dewey I got nothing.
Dewey defeats Cum Man or whatever you said.
I said true cum. Cum man's probably better.
I would not vote for Cum Man, and I didn't in this most
That's why
election.
Dewey defeated him.
That's right. Handily, 100% of the vote went to
You
Dewey.
realize that if there's an infinite amount of matter in the universe, there are an infinite
Yes.
amount of universes where,
Yes.
where Dewey defeated a candidate named Cum Man.
Yep. And at least one or an infinite number really, where he defeated a man who was literally made of cum.
It has to happen.
Yeah,
Eventually those atoms join that way.
if there's infinite universes,
Sentient cum.
there's sentient cum somewhere.
I mean, our president now is pretty much sentient cum.
How many listeners have we lost by talking about this?
I don't know. Are we gay?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I'm married. What's your excuse?
I like men.
All right, that's fine.
This is going to be the first time my dad... Whoa, what's this periscope? my big masculine son's always doing.
I like men.
Oh my god.
Hey, Jackie boy, you're out of the
You're out of the will.
I can't believe it. Oh my
No,
god.
you don't get my calzones.
Your dad makes really good calzones.
Excellent calzones. What I wanted to say is, so Marge goes, you're going to have to put out a flyer and try to find out who lost that money.
Right.
And Homer and Bart go, oh man, and Bart goes, one of them
It's
says,
Homer, yeah.
Yeah, he goes, this is why nobody tells you things.
Yeah, I thought that was a good
A
line.
great party pooper Marge line.
Yep. So the way around that, by following the letter of the law that Marge has said, Homer and Bart climb up a telephone pole and put the flyer at the very top, which I thought was a funny
That
gag.
way nobody will see it.
Right, no one will see it. And then we have Otto and Sideshow Mel, those two characters
Best friends.
who are best friends for life, baby.
Should we do our Otto impression?
Oh, okay.
Whoa,
Dude.
Bill and
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Every rose has its thorn. And then,
I got one.
well,
Buster my bagel.
Oh boy, oh boy. I don't know who this is for anymore.
That's a really bad Otto, too.
Yeah, that was not a very good Otto. There are two bus drivers, someone commented. That's good. I love it. So Otto and Sideshow Mel see it, and Otto is like, "Hey man, what's that sign say?" And I like Sideshow Mel has a line where he just goes,
It
might be
good
guitar lessons," which I thought was funny.
Yeah, because they were always on flyers.
Yeah, absolutely. So then Otto rams the bus into the pole, knocks it over, and the entire town finds out that, hey, there's a $3,000 bill just sitting there at the Simpsons house, and they interview people to come claim it, I guess.
Yeah, they have to describe it to prove that it's theirs.
Yeah, I mean, we have the entire town basically there, and we really only see two people get interviewed. One is Mo, who says, Bart asks Mo, okay, if it's yours, whose face is on the bill?
Oh, it's got to be somebody famous.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Hitler.
Yeah, what did you think of that joke?
It worked. It worked for me.
It worked well enough. You know.
Hitler is a very, very overused comic trope.
That's kind of what I was thinking, too.
And I don't like it. Because it's so overused, but if somebody was like, all right, you can cut out 90% of Hitler gags from all comedy,
yeah,
I would leave that one in. I think it works well there.
I don't know. I think if you had a Stalin in there, it could have worked just as well.
Yeah, I guess.
Stalin's the new Hitler. Let's bring Stalin into the mix.
Yeah, I guess he could have been like, oh, it's got to be somebody famous. I'm gonna say Pol Pot.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. I think Hitler works better.
Yeah, and then the other gag that we see is the very last person in line is Snake, and he says, yo, was there any bank teller blood on the bill?
No.
Okay, sorry I wasted your time then.
Yeah,
And he
no,
leaves.
he does it all very prim and proper.
It's a
I'm
it's
sorry.
it's
I
a
wasted your
decent
time.
gag. It's a
Yeah,
decent
I
gag.
liked it. I liked it.
Yeah.
So nobody claims it. They then Bart opens up the music. Well, he shows Nelson. Oh no, I guess. This is where
now's when we get the moon party.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. This is
So-
like, what could I do with $1,000?
Right, and we're almost certainly going to make that the image for this episode, something from
It's
the moon
Bart,
party thing.
Even though this is a Simpsons Go to England episode.
Yes, we're going to use Bart's moon
With
mansion.
many British famous,
Many-
super
many
famous
celebrities.
Celebrities.
Yeah,
it's
funny.
This could have easily fit in a season 5, season 6, season 7 episode.
Yeah.
What would Bart do with that money? It's up there with the giant robot bugs that destroy the school.
Right. Bart, call off your robot army of
Yeah,
ants.
exactly. And like, just it's so over the top and so ridiculous, but there's like a sweet innocence to it.
Yeah.
And he just has this giant moon hotel home, like
Yeah.
bachelor pad, and of course there's just a bunch of like weird aliens that
Yep.
are playing music, and the jingle, the lyrics are perfectly like they're just perfectly simple, and then the melody works. And,
Yeah.
what is it? It's
Bart's moon party.
well, that's how
in outer
Homer
space.
sings it in that. It sings in a completely different melody for some reason. It goes, "It's Bart's moon party from outer space. R2D2 playing the bass."
Yeah.
and it just goes. And he had the arms, which was
Yeah, he had little extendy arms
they
pop out.
predicted the droid arms that Chopper from Star Wars Rebels have.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I will take your word
Chopper
for
is
it.
the best droid in the entire Star Wars universe. Better than R2. Better than BB-8.
Better than the evil BB-8 that's going to be in Return. Or
Better than
the
BB-8.
Return, The Last Jedi. Yeah, what I liked most about this whole thing was it was in and out. It was really quick. We got the joke was, Bart has this fanciful 10-year-old moon party thing. It was visually funny. The song was
in,
cute.
out.
In and out. And then the Homer line, we already talked about afterwards. How would Homer know what song Bart was fantasizing about?
And just
Is
the execution,
gag.
the voice acting.
Yeah.
It's Bart's moon party from outer space. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
So, but two things I want to point out. One, someone just brought this up on our Periscope, actually. They said, wasn't R2-D2 Cosmic Wars colored? He wasn't. I believe it was...
And his name was R2-D2.
It was actual R2-D2.
It wasn't L4...
Right.
D4.
L4D4. What do you think about that, having R2-D2 kind of name-checked in this song? Little name drop for R2-D2 on this one.
It's not rare. They've done dozens and hundreds of Star Wars references. They had Mark Hamill on. It wasn't Mark Hamill.
It wasn't.
It
I love
wasn't.
Mark
I
Hamill.
love Mark Hamill. There's a universe. There's an infinite amount of universes.
Yeah.
Where Star Wars, Luke Skywalker was played by Mark Hamill.
And he also did the Toker, Batman's marijuana-themed
And there's
villain.
a spin-off coming out directed by Don Howard called Sulu.
Han Sulu, the famous Asian-American smuggler.
Somebody ever done that?
I don't know. That's a good idea.
George Takei.
Patent pending.
Best, yeah.
Oh my God, Chewie, get us out of here. So that was the one thing I wanted to bring up. The other thing was something we don't typically like. Now, we already said that this was our favorite moment in the entire episode. Homer shouldn't know what was in Bart's head. This is totally like meta
I
gag.
instantly came up with a headcanon that maybe Bart's told him about this recurring fantasy at some point.
Okay, that's fair.
But it's funnier that if it's not. It's funnier that if I can read your thoughts. I can read your thoughts too, boy.
Yeah.
Meow,
Oh,
meow,
yeah.
meow, 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 meow,
Meow,
meow,
meow, meow, meow, meow.
meow.
So maybe Homer just has this psychic connection with Bart that has
the
never been
shame,
explained. Yeah, I kind of like that. All right, cool. So then the next thing is...
Oh, yeah, so now he's showing the kids in the park.
Yep.
And they're like, all right, that's enough. And he goes, beat it, do-rag.
Yeah, what was that? That was weird.
Is a do-rag an insult?
No, I don't think so. Not as far as I know.
I remember we went to a very preppy, rich Catholic high school.
We did.
And I took my SATs in the high school down the street from me that was a dangerous
The
public
public
school.
school.
Yeah, the reason I went to a Catholic school because I was supposed to go to that one. And anyway, I go to take my SAT there, and I remember the sign on right at the front door was no do-rags.
Oh, boy. Well, Bart would
my
like that,
do-rag
I
story.
guess. That's the do-rag story. Yeah, I've never heard do-rag used that way.
come.
Oh, man, oh, man. Let's call the episode that, and people will be like,
Do-rag,
what's
do-rag
the Simpsons episode all about?
Isn't that a doo-wop song?
Do-rag,
Do-rag, do-rag, do-rag, come. Do-rag, do-rag.
Oh, Jesus. Your dad can have that one, Jack.
Watch it becomes a huge hit. The
Yeah.
second act.
So Bart realizes he can make money just charging people to look at the $1,000 bill, which, hey, that's capitalism at work, baby. I love it.
Yeah, make money from money. You gotta have money to make money.
Yeah, I assume this was a gag where Milhouse says I would pay up to a quarter to just look at the $1,000 bill, and then it cuts to Bart's treehouse. He's put up a sign, $5 to view the bill. So I like that. The Museum of Bart he opens. There's a couple of like museum gags.
I opened up a museum in my bedroom when I was a kid.
Okay.
I had like a shark tooth, and I had a couple other shit like that. So I laid it out, and then I remember that was it. And just like in the show, you needed filler.
Yeah.
And I drew a spiral and then a big question mark, and I put the black hole. What is it? And I hung it up, and my friend Tom, I don't remember Tom,
I remember
the
Tom.
Phantom Stranger.
Yeah.
He just goes, "That's not anything." Because you have to tell us what the black hole is. You can't just
No,
ask
it's a
me.
mystery.
I
We
don't- I
still
just
don't
had-
know what black holes
I
are.
just had that distinct memory.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, so then Bart has this museum.
They make $3,000.
Yeah, Burns shows up, takes the $1,000 bill back.
bruise.
Right,
Did
which
nothing.
it was
Yeah,
fine. Most of this was just okay. Really, the crux is then that now they have $3,000, and they're like, what should we do with it? Bless you?
I went to sneeze. This is where I always sneeze, in
Yeah.
my crook.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
I do that
I'm not
too.
used- I don't
You're
usually
not
have
usually-
human beings sitting right.
You don't?
Sorry.
It's alright, don't worry about it. Just don't get me sick. Let's take that again. They get $3,000, and then they're sitting around and they're wondering what can they do with this money. And the idea is brought up to do something nice for Marge, like a nice vacation for her. And then Grandpa just is suddenly there, and he says he was in England before the war. He met this woman
During the war.
right? During the war, 1944, when we were going to war with Fritz
Yeah.
and Tojo.
Pretty much the war was wrapping up in 1944 in
Yeah,
Europe.
he's getting in there,
doesn't matter.
getting in there at the end.
Doesn't matter.
But there was this woman that he fell in love with, and he had sex with her, and we find out later that she got pregnant. He had an onion on his belt, which was a style at the time. And so he wants to go to England and find her, which is... it's fine. I don't know. This episode kind of sets that up to be like the through line of why they're going to England, but
You
the
don't
second
need-
they get there, it's jettisoned.
Yeah, it is jettisoned right away until the very end.
Yeah. There's like one scene of him calling
I
people
get-
by the
yeah,
name
like,
Edwina.
I don't even know if I need these through lines. Like, if the show just started in England and it's just like, well, we're visiting
Well, here we
England,
are in England.
I think I'd be okay with this at this point.
Yeah.
Why bother?
That could work.
The whole point of the episode is to be a go-to.
Well-
why bother? Why bother with this framework? What I would love is some kind of emotional story, like a spine to the story. But
Yeah.
the beggars can't be choosers at
Well,
this point.
I mean, the episode that you compare all these go-to episodes is Bart versus Australia, which starts off, that entire episode is a plot where Bart does something right in the beginning to get upset with Australia. They have to go to Australia. He has to deal with repercussions of his actions in Australia. He ends up destroying their ecosystem.
And it's not Bart goes to. It's not Simpsons go to Australia. It's
Right.
Simpsons versus Australia. It's
But
Bart
there
versus
are
Australia.
but there are still like jokes about Australia,
Right,
much
right.
as the same way that there's jokes about England in this episode. But there's this much more through line.
Yeah.
In this one, there's
You're
at
right.
least 3 where we're going for Grandpa, but we also want Marge to have a great vacation, and also Homer. We'll get into this later, but Homer does something with the Queen, and he has to atone for that in the Parliament, or
Right,
whatever the fuck
right,
they
right,
call it. It's too much. It's very busy, yet there's really no plot.
And I
Even
don't
with
know,
3
just
plots.
Grandpa, just another whole love affair. They've done that so many times that
Yeah.
I feel like.
How
they
many
could have done something
illegitimate
better.
children does Grandpa have? We know 2 at least.
I feel like they could have done more.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have done something completely different. I don't know what. Something more tied into England.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe do there's a King Ralph joke later on. What if they
Yes.
What if Marge finds out that she's like, she's actually like third in line for the throne or something?
Yeah, that could be something.
The Bouviers.
Yeah, and then she finds out it's not real by the end.
Yep,
but
it was
you
nothing.
know,
It was
it's just
nothing,
a thing to get them there.
Back to status quo.
Yeah. I do want to talk real quick about the flashback that we see of Grandpa's time in
Sure.
1944 England.
Sure.
Edwina, his love, was voiced by Jane Leaves,
Oh, I didn't know that.
who was Daphne Moon on Frasier. She was the Virgin in Seinfeld in the famous contest episode. And I'm a big Frasier fan. I'm on record as being a big Frasier head. You guys are out there, you know what I'm talking about.
You hear those blues of collar, and
Oh,
tossed
yeah.
salad and scrambled eggs.
Oh yeah, baby.
Scrambled eggs all over your face.
What is a boy to do?
A do and do it come.
It's a big hit for Kelsey Grammer, Do We Come. I just thought that that Jane leaves totally underused. Like, she gets a couple of lines here, and, like, that's it. And she's barely in it.
They got this, like, this not spot, I guess, but, like, whatever you call these, like, a troll.
Yeah.
And it says, Jews did 9/11. I was just looking at the comment, and in context, it's like, it really doesn't, it's not that, like, out of context for a Wii Studios broadcast at this point. It's like,
not really.
Yeah, Jews did, yeah, sure. All right.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. You fit right in, sir.
We do talk about 9/11 a lot. So.
Yeah, and the land of trolls, the 9/11 truther is king, I guess.
Boy.
I don't know.
Oh boy. Back to the flashback. It's not hard to find. I don't even know if people get that.
No, I'm sure very few people do. I'm sure they don't.
It's a reference to Partners in Crime, Ninja Turtle, Turtle Power from the first Ninja Turtle.
Leonardo,
movie.
Michelangelo, Donatello
make up the team with one other fellow, Raphael. He's the leader of the group.
Transformed from the norm
by the nuclear goop. They were once normal, but now they're mutants. Splinters the teacher, so they are the students.
That's
what leads into that. Yeah. All right, whatever.
Yeah. You can't dust us off.
Like some old coffee table. Since you've been born, you've been willing and able to defeat the weak.
Nope. To defeat the sneak, protect the weak, fight for your right and your freedom of speech. Good moves fast and...
No, something about lightning.
Oh yeah, something about lightning.
Evil moves fast, but good moves faster.
Evil moves fast, but good moves faster than light. Shine in your illumination.
Good versus evil equals confrontation.
Yeah.
Is this interesting to anyone? Us piecing out turtle power?
Back to the story.
Yeah, it's not hard to find.
No, that's not the Vanilla Ice. It's the original movie's Partners in Crime. It's a great video. YouTube it after this.
Check it out. All right, so then there was a gag where Grandpa says they have sex, and then he says he has to leave because he's shipping out in the morning, and he goes, "Little did I know I really was shipping out in the morning." That was funny.
Yeah.
I like that.
I was actually surprised that it was more subtle than I'm used to post-classic jokes being.
Yeah, and then there was also a good Grandpa line where he says, "And I promised I would never forget her, except I did until just now."
Yeah.
I like that too.
A little lamp shading, but whatever.
And then the end of the first act is an America joke, I would say. A timely one, always, because America loves guns. Marge tells Homer, "Don't embarrass us," and he says, "I won't embarrass you. Now, which rifle should I bring to England?" And he has a whole gun case next to the refrigerator.
It worked. The timing of the joke worked.
Yeah, it was fine, and it's a decent act break.
So they go to the airport, they show up, and they are... They're welcomed by the Prime Minister at the time, Tony Blair.
Yep.
Who, as I was looking at it, I was like, that doesn't look like Tony Blair. And then I realized it does, but this is true. Anytime I picture Tony Blair in my head, I picture Michael Sheen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Who played him in the trilogy of movies. But literally every time I picture Tony Blair, only because we just watched it, I couldn't tell you what Tony Blair looked like because I would have drew you. I would have told the sketch artist, and the sketch artist would have been like, "Is this him?" And I'm like, "No, that's Michael Sheen."
He's on Masters of Sex. He was in a couple episodes of 30 Rock.
Underworld. He was the best part of the Valentine's Day special and with Scott Aukerman.
Right, he was. So Tony Blair is on the show. Wikipedia notes that he was the first and only acting head of state to appear on the episode. Apparently, Al Jean was in England promoting the 300th episode of the show, which I believe is Barding Over that we've done on this show. I won't Bart over ever again.
Return to sender.
Yeah. And apparently he got a call from 10 Downing Street that said, if you can do it tomorrow at this time, and you can promise he'll be done in 15 minutes, we can record this episode.
Wow.
Yeah. So they did it in 10, apparently.
We gotta set those ultimatums for
We really
ourselves.
need to, yeah. We have to act like we're Tony Blair. So what did you actually think of Tony Blair's appearance? He comes in, he's very touristy. He's like, visit, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
The joke being that he's like literally, even though he's the Prime Minister, he's meeting everybody one at a time.
And apparently that was part of him agreeing to do the episode was, I have to promote English tourism. Like, they had jokes they wanted him to say, and he was like, no, I want to do this.
Voice acting-wise, it was obviously he's not an actor, but it wasn't Yao Ming bad. It was fine.
Yeah, it was, I thought he was totally fine.
There was an animation thing I didn't like. The animation wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Basically, he had this big rictus on his face the whole time, like this frozen smile.
Yes.
And there's a joke where Homer just gives him $1. He goes, "Here, take this American dollar." and Tony Blair's obviously like not like happy about it, but he's like, yeah, whatever, and he just takes it.
Right.
But his face doesn't fit the emotion of his delivery was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And the animation was not there.
Well, I bet they were like, you
pre-animated,
can't animate,
yeah.
you can't animate me looking like a mean guy. I'm Tony Blair.
I'm Tony
I have
Blair.
to-
I get along very well with Matt Selman.
yeah,
and
Matt Selman is one of my
We're
closest
all in
friends.
a dot league together.
All right, we play dots. We have a couple of
The
beers.
name of our team, Dot for Dot's sake.
Dot for dot's sake. It's great. I'm Tony Blair again.
Yeah, and I'm both Al and Matt Selman.
We make a great trio.
We have a fourth. He will be named in a later episode.
Yes. He also sounds like he works the docks at Red Hook.
Even though we are all...
Even though I'm a British man, I was elected Prime Minister.
I don't know what either of I am, but I'm probably American, possibly Canadian.
Yeah, so I'm glad we got that settled.
There we go. Mike Reese, by the way, not the fourth.
Not the
We can
fourth,
tell you
no.
who's not the fourth.
No,
member.
no,
We
no.
won't tell you who is.
Is it Conan O'Brien? It's not Conan
It's
O'Brien.
not Conan O'Brien.
It's not. It's not Sea Dog.
It's
not Combo.
He's on the rival Dot team.
Yeah, that's right. Ain't nothing but a dots time. That doesn't make any sense. That's not anything.
It's such a code. That's why he suggested that team name.
Yeah.
He said, "Nuh-uh. We
no.
want ours to be some kind of clever dot pun, not gibberish."
Since we mentioned Al Jean and Matt Selman, and now we're going to have to keep that in the episode, I wanted to point out real quick that this episode was written by John Swartzwelder, longtime writer on the show, and this was his final episode.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
If I had to pick a favorite Simpsons writer, he would probably be the one.
Yeah, and
Noted recluse, possibly the inspiration for Ron Swanson on Parks and Rec.
And I bet you that's why this episode is as okay as it is. It's the jokes are there. He
Yeah.
died. I don't think he died.
He didn't die. No, he's still alive.
Oh.
Someone on Periscope said he died. If you're telling
He
us,
died, he
you used the
died.
wrong exclamation points. You have to use the upside down one.
Anyway,
where are we?
so the one other line I liked by Tony Blair I thought was really good acting. I forget what they said.
Yeah.
Homer says something really stupid, and then he's like not doesn't care, and he just goes smashing.
Yes, yeah, that was good.
I was just like, yeah, it's hard to do that very dry. I know they're British, but
Yeah.
to do that dry underplay type of humor for a non-professional comedian, I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, and then the whole Tony Blair thing ends with two quick beats. One is he takes out a jetpack and flies away with a little like James
music,
Bond thing.
yeah.
Which was fine. That you're in England. He's England. He's the
James
Prime Minister.
Bond,
It makes sense.
yep.
And then the other one, which I laughed at, but it's not like the funniest gag. Where after Tony Blair leaves, Homer just goes, "I can't believe we met Mr. Bean."
Yeah,
It was fine.
We already did our Bean
Yeah.
tangent. It's in
It
last
was
week's
in
deleted
last
scenes.
week's. Yeah, it was
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but Bean's a good movie. Watch
It's a
it.
great movie. Peter McNichol's
Peter
great.
McNichol's great. We're not gonna just. Oh God, Jesus, Mary of Nazareth. That was it. Go back to that episode.
You can see it was me.
Stick me in the saddle with Bruce McDick.
Bruce McDick. I wonder if that was in the script or if he had with that.
I would like to think that he had. Peter McNichol.
By the way, Bruce McDick, not the fourth.
Not the fourth. You're gonna have to find out at the end. Again, this is Tony Blair,
this
former Prime Minister of England.
And this is Al Jean and Matt Selman, Simpsons writers from places unknown.
That's right. Speaking in unison as one. Because they have the same exact opinions.
We're of like minds. That's why we work together so well on the show.
Some say they're two people. Yeah, so then the Simpsons are staying in a hotel called Buckingham Pay Less Hotel. That was kind of cute. A good little, sign gag.
Sure, why not?
There's a gag with Grandpa's calling up a bunch of women named Edwina, and he just says, did you share a night with an infantryman in 1944? You did? Oh, was he a tender and caring lover? He was? Oh, I'm sorry to have wasted your time.
Yep, so Grandpa likes it rough.
Yeah, the gag was fine, but it was... They really stretched that joke out, and you knew the payoff was going to be
It was
like
a bit
some...
of a huge stretch.
Oh, hello. This is the episode where it would make the most sense for Hugh Stretch to appear.
I'm Hugh Stretch. It's me, Hugh Stretch.
Oh my God.
We're all the same. I'm two stretches.
We have two stretches.
We got one joke and we're going to hammer it into the ground.
When is that bus going to get here?
It's a double-decker because I'm British.
It's a Hugh Stretch bus. It stretches all the way down for all these characters to get aboard. Remember me? I haven't been around in a long time. The Daleks were born in England. But this also sounds like Hemus. Because there's only one joke.
Don't forget to wear a helmet.
Oh, God. Now we're just
Don't forget to wear a helmet, huh? It's me, Goofy.
Hey, babe, don't forget to wear your butt helmet. Just trotting them all out, etc. All the rest.
Did we get them all?
Yeah, there's more. There were like one-off ones.
Yeah, no, we don't need those. We don't need our teacher with this.
Remember Frew Goof Mark? What the hell was that? That was like a few episodes ago.
I'm sorry, what? I'm not sure I know what you're
Crow Grubark.
What?
It was a real thing. I
What are
forgot.
the three characteristics?
It was after Freet and Frowers, and we were like coming up with other Goldbergs, I think. And you said, it's not Frew Grubark. And then I think it was a caveman character or something. There's only like 6 characters, and they get recycled. Woo! All right. Give me a quick little breather here.
Next thing I have is Miss Rowling's appearance.
Yeah, same.
You want to bring us in? You want me to?
Yeah, bring us in.
So now it's just a cavalcade of pretty impressive cameos. You got the head of state, and then more importantly, you have the richest woman in England.
Yes.
I guess besides the Queen, maybe? I don't know.
I don't even know. She could take that bitch down.
Jesus.
We're not in England. Come get me.
She does not speak.
Send a Bobby.
The hand does not speak for the... even though...
Usually I'm the one who has to apologize to heads of state when you say things.
I know. I mean, even though royalty is bullshit, I don't know why you...
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Whatever.
It's 2017. Enough's enough.
I don't know.
Keeping this tradition from caveman times when, like, oh, the biggest and strongest.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Get rid of your queen.
Get rid of the Queen.
Just kill her already. Just
No, God save the Queen, love. Bit of a huge stretch to kill her.
I thought you were anti-queen.
I don't know who. I'm a different person. I'm Hugh Stretch's brother, Frew Stretch.
Frew Stretch? What?
I'm also related to Freed somehow. Alright, cut all this. I don't know what the fuck's happening. That's nothing.
Even the joke of us knowing it's not funny doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's just
We've used all our tricks. There's nothing up our sleeves anymore.
Periscope viewers. This is what we cut out and just leave out. There's sometimes that happens.
The podcast new clothes over here.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I want to talk about the J.K. Rowling thing.
Yeah, so here's what I don't like. They go, she comes out of a bookstore, some kind of office where she's locking up.
Yep.
And Lisa just goes, wow, J.K. Rowling, writer of the Harry Potter books. Now, I know this was 2003, but I feel like you don't need the author of the Harry Potter. I feel like if you just say J.K. Rowling, that's enough.
I agree with you. And a few seasons before this, you had Stephen King on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't like, wow, it's Stephen King, author of Carrie and The Stand and It.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people know who Stephen King is. People know who J.K. Rowling is. It's 2003. That was like the fever pitch of Pottermania.
And if some people don't get it, I feel like that's worth the sacrifice of really just spelling it out like that.
Yeah.
Be subtle. Let the audience figure it out. Who's this J.K.? Is that from Spider-Man? Is that
right? Get me photos of Spider-Man.
The other J.K.s?
We've done this bit before, haven't we, with all the JKs?
Yeah. JK, guys.
Yeah, JK.
Just kidding.
No peeking.
The name of the new movie, Solo.
This is just for us.
Well, no, he didn't watch Return of the Jedi, so we're just going to act out the whole Java scene
That's fair. That's fair.
And then the second Death Star run with Niam Niam.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh my Lord. I want to finish up the JK.
Niam, by the way, not the fourth
Not
member
the fourth.
of
No.
Dots for
No,
Dots'
he's
sake.
not. No, we'll find out.
We asked. He said no. He had to go. He's in episode 7 for some reason. He had to go film that with Greg Grunberg.
Greg Grunberg was an episode. You're right.
Yeah, and,
all of J.J.
and
Abrams
the guy
movies.
from Lost,
Quill. Peter Quill from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Right, from X-Men 3.
Oh, Ken Leung.
Ken Leung, yeah.
Who was in the terrible Inhumans show. We won't talk about it. I literally watched 1 minute.
It's the
and turned
first
it off.
Marvel thing I haven't watched.
Yeah, I haven't watched many Marvel things actually. Anyway, let's get back on track.
The J.K. Rowling thing. I mean, that
look, it's so-and-so celebrity. Like, that really started around this time, and they have not stopped with that. Like, that's one of the things that I think it's safe to say most people hate about the show these days, just the kowtowing to the guest stars. No, like you said, no need to do that. Just say, oh, J.K. Rowling, how are you? I'm good, how are you?
And it's a shame because, again, I think most of the guest stars did a great job. Lisa goes, excuse me, again, 2003 here. She goes, how does Harry Potter end? And, like, again, subtext here. They don't explicitly say this, but you get the impression that J.K. Rowling has to answer this fucking question all the time. And she's sick of it. And she goes, he grows up and he marries you. Are you happy? Yeah. And then icing on the cake, Lisa just goes, yes. And it's great. It's like
that was great.
Sweet, innocent Lisa.
Yeah, I liked that a lot. I could do without,
look,
it's J.K. Rowling.
I'm so sick and tired of being asked this question by all these fans.
Yeah,
and now I'm going to have to give you an answer that you will love.
Every time I see a fan, they ask the very same question, which is, in fact, the question that you just asked.
Every time I look around.
Oh, boy. What did you think of the Judi Dench fish and chips thing, too?
It went on too long. It wasn't bad.
Went on too long, too. And they didn't have Judi Dench. I wonder if she was maybe supposed to be in the episode.
I wonder if they were hoping she would say yes.
Yeah.
I think British accent is my favorite for squeaky voice team.
Yeah, I did like that. The joke was they go to a Judi Dench's fish and chips. Just a British McDonald's, basically. For some reason, it's owned by Judi Dench, and she verbally and physically abuses her employees.
Where have we heard British voiced squeaky voice team?
Hello, Governor. Lube job while you wait.
That
was something. I forget what episode that is, but
I know I've heard
that's a classic
before.
one.
And then they go to a candy store.
Yeah, there was a weird train spotting parody here, where Bart and Lisa go to the candy store, and the guy says, "Oh,
there's only like 3 British movies ever, so you got to do.
Gotta hit Train Spotting, Harry Potter, and the third one to be named later."
It's not.
It's not.
It's not Mrs. Weatherbottom with Mrs. Winterbottom starring Ricky Lake.
No, it's not. It's not that. Oh, I was hoping it was.
It's not the third most popular British movie.
It's Bart and Lisa. They go to a sweet shop, and the guy says,
Train Spotting is Scottish.
Scotland's part of England, bro. Sorry. They haven't seceded yet.
Didn't Tony Blair say he was from Edinburgh? Is that the same as
Edinburgh,
the capital of Scotland, or is that a...
No,
I don't know.
Is it? I don't think so, because I don't think Tony Blair's Scottish.
I know where London is, generally on the map of England, but I couldn't tell you like anything else about the geography. I couldn't name you any of the provinces.
I know there's a New England.
There is a New England.
And Stephen King's from there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's better.
Can't get dark now.
Yeah, so we have this sugar high. He says that sweets are sweeter in Britain for some reason.
Because as you know, when you take heroin, you get real jacked up.
Right, yeah, that's what happens.
Full energy.
I mean, just even more on the hitting the Boy Scouts episode in the head. Like, we get another, like, sugar high montage of 2 kids going crazy.
Yeah, it did nothing for me.
It did nothing.
They do a couple of quick British landmarks in the montage, and that would have been a great, effective way to use the 8-second montage. Hey, let's cram in all the British stuff we don't really have time for.
Right.
That would have been great, but for the most part, that's only like a second. The rest is candy jokes and visual jokes of them being high.
Right.
And the
train spotting thing with the baby on the ceiling.
I would have liked to have seen them like going around London and catching all the sightseeing, all the things we don't have time for.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been nice?
It would have
Blue
been.
TARDIS in the background.
I also want to quickly point out, in the Patreon, in the Periscope that we're doing when we recorded this episode, a minor fight broke out when we said Scotland was... Or the Train Spotting was an English movie.
Hooligans just can't stop from beating themselves up.
Because it's a Scottish movie. My point was Scotland's part of the UK, but this is a Simpsons Go to England episode.
Yeah, I don't think this is...
I don't care.
This doesn't seem to be a UK-centric, although it's about the Queen, who's,
It's all the same. It's all...
the Queen of the UK.
You're all Brits in my mind.
I mean, there's a difference.
Guys, I do care, Scottish listeners.
There is a difference. I just don't know what this... I think this episode is definitely more English than UK, than Britain.
Yes, I think this is a England, perhaps even London episode.
It's really Simpsons Go to London.
Yeah,
right.
That's
There's
fair.
no Cliffs of Dover.
They mentioned the Cliffs of Dover.
They do mention
I think
them,
Tony Blair said it.
They do mention them.
All right, see the Cliffs of Dover, you will.
Cliffs of Dover, not the 4th member of our team. Dots for Dots, guys. They are mountains. They're not.
Right.
They're cliffs.
Cliff O'Dover, though, he might be.
That's our 4th.
It's Cliff O'Dover.
That's me, Cliff O'Dover.
Oh, are you waiting for this bus too?
I'm waiting for this bus.
Yes.
I have to get back to England.
You got the bus to England that goes
Trying to get to Southampton.
Oh boy, oh boy. What the hell world were we just talking about?
I
I have a line that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Is it a line of Coke?
It is.
You want
Baby, let's do this podcast. I did not actually just do coke. There's video evidence of what I did. And it was just inhale a booger.
Same effect.
Same effect. I got high as fuck. Because my boogers are cocaine. That's where I keep my coke. In my nostrils. No, I wanted to talk about Homer and Marge are looking for the kids. They take the London Eye, and there's just this random throwaway line where Homer says, "There's Jimmy Page, one of the greatest thieves of black rock music," or something.
Yeah, that was a very super
Textual.
Yeah, okay, Led Zeppelin's probably the earliest super famous band to steal, besides like Elvis and shit.
Yeah.
The
but
earliest classic rock band to steal black music. But what's going on? Why is this here?
I have no idea. That was someone in the writer's room being like, I want to stick this to Jimmy Page, and they just threw it in there. Because there's no reason Homer would say that. Like, Homer doesn't give a shit about Led Zeppelin.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well,
he cares about bread.
When he was growing up,
Grand Funk Railroad.
He was listening to Zeppelin.
You're right. He's probably a Zeppelin fan, but
it stuck out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, it did.
I guess if it's an English British centric episode, I guess maybe you want to mention that British music stole from America, but then you should do a joke about how America stole from England, like the feedback loop.
Yeah,
The
there's
British
something
invasion.
there. Yeah,
there's something there. Instead, they do a joke which I didn't mind later on, where Homer goes, "Our Rolling Stones are better than your Beatles," and I like the idea that he thinks the Stones are American.
Oh, yeah. That's a good line. Yeah, this whole act, I'm realizing, is just gags. There's nothing story-wise, really, to any of this.
I think that's why I didn't hate this episode, because the story's almost always shit.
Yeah.
And
For the
gags
go-to episodes, or just season 15 and
just
beyond?
Just one of the episodes we happen to cover. If it's just going to be, like we said, we will give it a lot of leeway if we're laughing. And, this wasn't the funniest episode in the world, but there was plenty of laughs.
There were a lot of giggles here at We Studios,
Well,
that's for sure.
Huge.
Here's something I am curious what you thought of. At the end of Bart and Lisa's little sugar binge, they are laying in the middle of the streets, and two upper crust types come by, and one says to the other, "Oh, I bet we could take these two urchins and make them proper gentlemen, we could." Mm-hmm. And they make a wager.
They didn't speak with that working class accent.
No, they didn't, but that's my default British accent, is working class, eh? Oi.
All right, my friend. What's the line?
Did you see that ludicrous display last night?
Etc.
Etc. Yeah, so they're like, we could turn like a My Fair Lady type situation, and they make a bet, and one of them is named Lord Daft Wager, and then before they can do anything, Homer and Marge take the kids away, and then they just turn to each other and start kissing.
They make out.
They make out hard. What did you think about that?
It made me hard.
Oh yeah, bro!
I liked it better in the Simpsons movie, which was after this, where the two cops make out.
Oh yeah.
The joke is, wow, you would never think that these two guys are gay, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
It was just kind of there. It was not. Is that smooching?
Somebody pointed out that I'm rubbing the California.
Oh, I see.
Cancer,
That's what that's about.
Man, you guys are deep cuts.
Yeah, really. You guys
Yes.
know more about us than we do.
Our windscreens are carcinogenic,
Yes.
according to the law of California, based on the security tags that come
Nice.
with them.
Awesome.
And we have used them a lot, so we probably will get cancer.
Well, we're all gonna go
we
sometime.
do, and better sooner than later.
All right, let's keep this going.
In that same line, though, Homer goes, "Hey, don't make wagers on my kids. This is America, pal."
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was funny.
That's pretty funny.
Homer just because that's such a cliche.
Right. This is America, and he's in England. It's good.
Anyway, they do more sightseeing now. They're going to go see, I guess, West End. Is that their Broadway?
Yes. So they go to the whole what do you call it? Like theater row, I guess. And they're like, their plays are much better than our plays, and the plays were in order: Urkel in Othello, which is not bad. I laughed at that too. The next one was Joe Millionaire in the Cherry Orchard. Mm-hmm. Cut to a scene from the thing where
So it was a rule of two here, huh?
Well, the last one was Ian McKellen and Macbeth.
I know.
So, which was an
Still a
extended
rule of two.
scene.
It should have been two.
But I want to talk about the Joe Millionaire thing because...
Who's Joe Millionaire?
Man, this is a dated joke.
Tell Leftfoot, who was not alive when Joe
God.
Millionaire was on.
Joe Millionaire was a reality show where women were competing, much like in a Bachelor-type situation, for a guy who was professed to be a millionaire, He was actually like a construction worker who made 20 grand a year.
I'm just a millionaire. I'm just a regular guy. I work a jackhammer. I don't $1 million. I'm $1 million in debt.
Oh boy, from all my gambling.
Because that's what we do.
On the ponies.
We don't know how to spend money because we're not very well educated.
Yeah, it was a very popular but admittedly terrible show. Where it was
a terrible
like
premise. I don't think the guy was blamed for it because he certainly had nothing to do with it.
no. They did not last. I believe the woman who won. If you win a game like that, they did not stay together at the end. I believe she was in Playboy after that.
Oh my! So she
tried to make like a little career for herself.
So she made her money.
Yeah, but the actual Evan Marriott is his name. The actual Joe Millionaire. I know it from Wikipedia. He did the voice of the Joe Millionaire in this episode. And the gag was in the play. He just goes, "I don't actually have a cherry orchard. I'm sorry."
Which is a funny joke. Which is a
funny joke.
This is way too specific and dated.
Yeah.
Way too specific.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on your point of view. Obviously, you have jokes like, there's very specific jokes in the classic era that probably don't, like the fish police gag and shit like that. But it's a little bit more related to the Simpsons.
But that's a sight gag in a Halloween episode. Someone in our Periscope just said, "I can't believe this reality star didn't end up as the president. Give him time."
Yeah, give him time.
Evan Marriott in 2020, baby.
I don't know him, but I'm sure he would be a much more competent person.
Probably would be. At least he's built things.
He's not a sociopath, probably. Anyway, as good as the joke was, it didn't belong there.
Yeah.
Also, if this was in a regular episode, I would be more forgiving. But this whole episode is just like chock full of like A-list, B and B-plus list British stars. Why throw him in there?
Right, and then you have Joe Millionaire for
Why
whatever
waste our
reason.
time?
It's probably Fox.
That would have been a funnier Springfield Broadway joke. Joe Millionaire, Cherry Orchard.
Yeah. Orchard. The cherry orchard.
Orchid's the flower.
Yeah.
And then what's Orkin? The Orkin Man.
The Orkin Man. That's
bugs.
Bug extermination.
Okay. Orkin Man. Alternate on Dots for Dots' sake.
Oh boy. Then we get to Ian McKellen, and we have Ian McKellen in the flesh as an animated voice. The whole gag is he's starring in Macbeth, but you don't say the name Macbeth, you just call it the Scottish play. It's an old actor's
or the British play, the United Kingdom play. Yeah. You guys?
Well, technically, Scotland's not part of the UK or England or whatever the fuck it is. I'm from Scotland, and I'm gonna hang 10 on this wave, bro. That's Patrick O'Shaughnessy.
At some point after they achieve independence, these types of jokes are going to seem like making fun of like black people in the 60s trying to get civil rights, and if people are going to listen back to these podcasts, they're going to be like, man, they were two awful hombres.
We'll be dead from all the cancer on the microphones, Jack.
But anyway, so
that's not bad, Fisher Michaels. Mayor McCheese is Macbeth.
I like
but then you don't get the Ian McKellen gag we're about to talk about.
Yeah, so the whole bit is Ian McKellen comes out and is like, "Oh, we don't say the M word because it's a superstition." And then Homer's like, "What, Macbeth?" And then he gets like water splashed on him. And basically increasingly bad things happen to Ian McKellen.
Falls on his foot.
Right, he gets struck by lightning like 9 times. The whole family just keeps saying Macbeth.
It becomes Shazam, where basically if you say Macbeth, he gets struck by lightning. So then Bart's like playing like Macbeth. Marge goes, "Don't say Macbeth." "Oh no, I said Macbeth." And he just keeps getting hit with lightning. It was really kind of a waste of time. It didn't make me laugh.
It would have been a really weird gag if he got struck by lightning, turned into Captain Marvel, and just flew away. And that was just the end of the scene.
That one would be just for us.
Yeah.
And then he fights Superman in the future.
Yeah.
And he fights Batman in the future, and they realize that he's the only one that's both human and superhuman.
Whoa.
And he sacrifices himself to save the superheroes.
That's right.
Yeah. Kingdom Come. You should read it. It's all right.
Dewey, Kingdom Come.
That's the name of the episode. Dewey, Kingdom Come.
Doesn't make any sense in the episode where they go to England.
I'm like, oh, it's a kingdom.
All right, y'all. Dewey, United Kingdom Come.
But anyway, all that lightning stuff did not make me laugh. It was extended, and it was not funny. But I liked the punchline, as is often the case.
Yeah.
So Ian McKellen just goes, "That's all right. You didn't know."
Yeah,
and
that was
of course they knew. It was so obvious.
Right.
And I thought that was a very funny, witty joke. And Ian McKellen, no surprise, nailed.
Of course. I mean, I think we're both big Ian McKellen fans.
No.
So
he's a god among insects.
Absolutely, he is. And so was Pyro, even though his career did not transcend the X-Men franchise.
He did all right for himself.
Neither did Colossus's or several
Did you
other
play
Shawn
Pyro in
Ashmore.
3 movies?
Just 2. He wasn't in the first
Did
one.
you play Pyro in 2 movies?
Yes, I did. They were ones I recorded myself.
What do you think of New Mutants, huh?
I don't know, man. It looks interesting, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be terrible. You know what wasn't good? Logan.
Oh, I liked Logan.
Yeah, it's good. You know what wasn't good? That good movie.
That movie that was good.
But it's way overrated. It's not great.
Yeah, I mean, someone just said he was in Animorphs, talking about Shawn Ashmore, who played Iceman. He was.
He was also
lead
in
of
The
Animorphs.
Killings with Kevin Bacon. What was the name of that show?
The Following.
The Following.
He was also in a movie called Frozen, which I didn't care for. It wasn't the one about, like, let
Were
it
they stuck-
go!
Were they stuck with
Were
Zac
they-
Efron? And
No, it wasn't Zac
Wasn't
Efron.
Zac Efron?
No. There was. He was, like, the biggest star in the movie.
they're stuck on the ski lift.
Yeah, they were stuck in the ski lift. I thought that
It's
movie
alright.
was stupid as
It was,
shit.
it was a good idea.
That's
He
alright.
gets eaten by wolves. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Here's a question I wanted to bring up.
Go on.
What would the references have been, the token low-hanging fruit references been in this episode if it was a season 28 that came out in May of 2017?
So there would have been Brexit jokes for sure.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
What other British gags?
I have-
James Corden would probably show up.
Oh.
Or like
What's
Graham
he-
Norton.
What is he? Is he British?
He's
is
British.
he English? Is he Scottish?
He's an Englishman.
Irish?
He's an Englishman.
I have Doctor Who, which was not popular at the time, but is
yeah.
now.
Probably.
They should get Peter Capaldi. That'd be
That was
amazing.
pre-revival. This first episode aired.
I think Adele would do a guest spot.
Yeah, probably.
There would be a Kingsman parody.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I have.
I could
What
see
do you
that.
guys think? Let us know.
We have to wait for like 10 minutes to see their comments, so we're just gonna move on.
So Homer gets into this car accident with the Queen.
Yeah, he's driving in a roundabout, which I actually liked the animation for, but other than that, it wasn't especially
Joke is
good.
when you get into a roundabout, we
It's
Americans
hard.
we don't know.
They did the same exact joke in European Vacation, the National Lampoon
They
movie.
did it in that. They did it in some kind of
It's a low hanging
car
British.
ad that keeps playing on my Hulu every 5 seconds because
All
they
right.
don't know that when you watch something on Hulu, you're going to see the same commercial all the time.
It's,
Like, do they not?
it's worth paying for the no commercials tier. of
I do
Hulu.
pay for the ad free.
How are you seeing commercials then? What are you watching? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Maybe it wasn't Hulu. I do watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It might have been my stupid CBS All Access pass.
Sure.
Yeah, so Homer gets into a car accident with the Queen. He hits her carriage. It's
Nothing.
just whatever.
Does nothing. He gets beat up.
it's
He
the
talks
end of
about exchanging insurance.
Yeah, it's the end of the second act break. It just kind of gives us a little oomph to get through the rest of the episode. But there's nothing especially funny about
It's
it.
the opposite of oomph. It was
It was. I don't remember if I said this on air. I think I told you this before we started recording.
Well, then it doesn't count.
All right, that's not canon. No, I saw on the Wikipedia page that the plot concept of Homer getting into a car accident with the Queen was taken from a spec script that Al Jean and Mike Reese wrote for Golden Girls, where Dorothy gets into a car accident with Mother Teresa. Aside from there being a car accident, those are two completely different stories. So I don't know why that's relevant and why that's on the Wikipedia page, but
Yeah.
there you
I
go.
bet it was a very funny script, but if he had done 16 seasons of Golden Girls, eventually they would all be terrible, and he would
Yes.
just become a huge apologist for the show.
Well, if they did 16 seasons of Golden Girls, they'd all be dead. Not Betty White.
I don't think that's true.
Yet, at least.
I don't think that's
Hopefully
true.
Betty White doesn't die
I
before
think
this
they were
episode
all
comes out.
alive 8 years after the show had ended.
I don't know about that.
Who was the first to go?
B. Arthur. No,
Was it B. Arthur?
Del Getty.
No,
It wasn't. I don't think it was
It
Estelle
was
Getty.
Estelle Getty.
Estelle Getty was younger than B.
She
Arthur.
was. She was younger than all of them, but I think she went first. She
That's
lived.
sad.
She lived. She burned.
She burned bright.
Burned bright and died.
Burned fast.
Died an old lady.
Yeah, that's right.
Stop her, my mom will die.
And she did, so I guess he didn't stop.
B. Arthur, then Rue McClanahan.
Yeah.
Actually, Richard Mulligan might have been the first to go.
Oh. The Toys of Caliban. It's a good Twilight Zone episode with Richard
The
Mulligan.
longest moment of silence ever on the
For-
Studios podcast.
Well, Empty Nest. We're avowed fans,
it's
are we
empty
not?
now, baby. I mean, technically, Dreyfus probably was the first to go.
It's empty now, baby. That was
Can that
really
be the name
good.
of the episode?
Maybe. I don't know. Because I don't know if Dewey Dewey Comes going to stay in. We'll see.
Do we do it?
Episode
Kingdom
one.
Come. I have not. I just want to go through this. There's nothing
Yeah,
here. This
there's-
whole third act was so empty.
I agree. There's not much to the last act. The only gags I really wanted to point... Basically what happens is Homer is put on trial for attacking the Queen. He gets put into the Tower of London. He escapes, but the escape route leads into the Queen's bedroom, and then he pleads with her to get sent back home, and then she does do
Right.
do
I
that.
do want to just go through some very quick gags.
Yes.
Since, again, that's all that's here.
Yep.
They do a good joke on the British tabloids, which are not... They're different from the American tabloids, but it's not that different from, like, the Post.
Yeah.
And one of the things they do is the funny headlines, which, again, the Post does as well. And I like one of the headlines was Wacko Jacko, which was their Michael
Jackson.
To Blimpo Simpo. I thought that was a very funny, British tabloid version joke about what they would call Homer if he was real.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It's funny. Yeah, it wasn't
Blimpo
bad.
Simpo. I like silly sounding words. If Dunka Goobar or whatever.
Duncan Dubar was
Dubar.
that was a joke from Talk Soup, from The Soup. Dating myself.
What was the Goober?
It was Crow Crow Goobar.
Crow Goobar. Yeah. I like funny words. Is my point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good point, Dan Brio.
Yeah.
I wonder if Homer crashing into the Queen brought bad reminders of Princess Di.
Oh, yeah.
Considering that's a very good point. Considering that it was such a traumatic thing that
Yes,
when Princess
a national
Di died
tragedy,
in a car
obviously.
accident,
Yeah.
to depict the Queen in a car accident.
Yeah, that was only,
That's
7 years later? When did Princess Di die?
97.
97, so this was 6 years
6
later.
years later.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. Yeah, the other gags that I liked, Homer gets put into the Tower of London, and there's a very, very quick sign gag that just says, "The Tower of London as seen in King Ralph." Love that.
Yep.
King Ralph, not a great movie.
When he pleads to the I know a lawyer is called a barrister. What do you call a judge?
I think there's still a judge. I don't know.
Well, he was telling the judge, he goes, "Please, don't you find it in your heart? You're a grandmother," and because he had the powdered
Right, he
wig.
had the powdered wig on.
I didn't need the "I'm a man." I didn't.
Yeah, it was
But that
pretty
was funny.
silly.
You're a grandmother. That was funny.
Yeah. There was another gag about region and VHS home video codes. They did this, and I don't remember what episode
We
it
covered
was.
this in a deleted scene.
Yeah.
Of,
So you can delete this then too.
whatever our last Simpsons Go To was.
Well, it was
Gosh,
a
The Hague.
combo one where Krusty was sent to the
Right.
Hague, but then there was an A plot that was the actual episode.
Right,
I don't
right.
remember what it was.
I think we covered it with Dan Bookbinder.
We did. You're right. But
Anyway.
it was just whatever it was. They made a gag in there about region-free DVD playing, and here Homer makes the same thing. He pleads with Marge as she's
About VHS tapes, which
Yeah.
2003, we still have
dated.
VCRs.
well dated.
You kids, you don't know. You don't realize.
Yeah. Elementary
There's
School
like-
Musical.
there's like
Was it
college-
elementary school? It
college-
was.
I have college students who don't remember the time before
it was elementary school
smartphones.
musical. That's it.
Smartphones.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Smartphones were only like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Not
they were
even.
8. They don't know. They didn't have.
Oh.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
How old was I 10 years? I was 22.
You could have been having sex with 18-year-olds at that time.
Well, I was, baby! Was I? I don't remember.
I hope
Probably
not.
not. It was with
22?
my wife. I was with my wife 10 years
I
ago.
really hope not.
So, she doesn't listen to the show, so that's fine.
The youngest you can have sex with, you're 32.
Yeah.
So half your age plus 7.
After age plus 7, yeah.
23. That's your cutoff.
Not bad.
That's your cutoff. Yeah.
I'll take it. So 23-year-old listeners, come at me, baby!
Beats a big fat wife.
No, she's pregnant!
It's terrible. I'm sorry.
Garbage file that. Because
Yeah,
that would be,
garbage file.
well, not from the Periscope, but from the podcast. Because that would be the line she would walk in on. And she'd be like, I don't want you spending time with that chick! And she'd hit me with a rolling pin. She's got
run-
curlers in her
just run
hair.
into the other room. She can get stuck in the doorway.
Jesus.
She's a big lady.
No, she's not even big. If you see her from
I haven't
behind, you
seen her
can't
in a
even see
while,
if she's
yeah.
pregnant.
I haven't seen her in a while. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, Jack. I see you trying to cover your bum. England.
Speaking of fat, my bum.
Oh, I see. You're fat now. Yeah, you're fat.
I used to
How do
make-
you like it,
yeah,
fatty?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I wrote this down.
Yes.
We asked earlier, was Judy Bench? Judy Bench.
Judy Bench.
Hello, I'm Judy Bench.
I'm half bench.
Would you like to sit on
I
me?
was rejected from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Judy Bench.
Anyway, we asked if she was asked to do it, and maybe she said no.
Yes.
Do you think they even tried asking the Queen to do this?
Probably not. Just based on reading the Wikipedia page,
About
it seems
Tony
like it was
Blair.
really tough to get Tony Blair. So
Why
I can
not?
imagine.
Why not ask?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they thought about it, but they just didn't ask, or maybe they did and they don't want to publicly talk about it. I have no idea. But I feel like the Queen doesn't really do all that much. She would probably do it, right?
She seems like a cool lady.
Yeah. So
I like this line. Oh no! According to this treasure, this secret map, the tunnel leads to the worst place possible. And Bart goes, "An elephant's butt."
that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Just because it was just fun, Bart being a 10-year-old. Like, an elephant's butt is the worst place. I didn't like, there was a gag, Lisa's yelling up to Homer in the Tower of London and says, oh, there's a secret escape hatch, press the brick in the fireplace, and Homer just goes, ah! And he's like, you have to put the fire out first, Dad. I didn't like that. I thought that was stupid.
Nope, it was unnecessary. And then I have nothing else until the airport scene.
Yeah, same. I mean, at the very end of the episode, they're leaving, they're going back to America, and Edwina, Daphne from Frasier.
Well, before that, you find out why the Queen
Oh,
let them
yeah.
go. They made an arrangement.
Talk about a dated joke.
Yeah, they said you can leave America, you can leave for America if you take Madonna with you. And they have Madonna tied up in a sack.
Yeah.
And she goes, but I'm English.
Right. Listeners, if you were young at the time, Madonna during this period
She still lives
was
there, doesn't she?
dating/married to Guy Ritchie. I think they were married. Yeah, they were married.
They were married.
And Madonna basically just put on all these British affectations and was talking in a British
But I think she
accent.
still lives there. Isn't she like a British citizen?
She might be. I don't know.
But
I
anyway,
thought Homer took her back to
Homer
America.
just picks up the bag and throws it onto the carriage, the treadmill thing, and he goes, "See you later, jerk."
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Why are they being so mean to Madonna?
I feel like for a time,
like she's
shitting on Madonna was very fashionable.
why?
I don't really know why.
I'm uncomfortable with it.
I like Madonna.
I do too.
She's
and
a material
look,
girl.
she's like that. There's something extremely pretentious and annoying about that. But there's just like, "See you later, jerk."
Yeah.
It's just,
It was a little cruel, I guess, is the only word for it.
There's something there. There's something rotten in Denmark.
Ah,
Yeah, you like that?
Scottish play.
Uh,
I mean, wait, Hamlet is the never mind.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Cut all that.
Cut all that. Yeah, but then
Othello's the black one, right?
oh boy, he was the Moor of Venice. Was he the Moor of Venice? Did Othello take place in Venice? Iago? Yeah, probably was, right? I don't know. Doesn't matter. This is not our Shakespeare podcast. Shake's podcast. Then we get Grandpa, his, what's-her-face, Edwina, comes back at the airport. I don't know how she found him. It doesn't really matter because this is not a major part of the episode. She comes back and says, oh, I missed you, Abe. I love you. By the way, I've got a daughter. And it looks just like Homer.
Yeah. And
It was
he goes,
whatever.
And he goes, wait, you were pregnant? I thought you looked fat. And I wrote how, like, you
Yeah.
shouldn't make fat-shaming jokes. But I just made a bunch, so...
That's true, you did.
I'm a real hypocrisy.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah,
You gotta listen to our deleted scenes, folks.
yes, it's in deleted scenes for 113. Or 113, as we sometimes call
I
it.
think it was 133.
Uh,
Huh? And then, yeah, I liked he kisses them and he goes, see you in heaven. Grandpa just, like, skedaddles the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah.
I didn't need the sister thing.
I didn't need it either.
Just do Simpsons Go to England.
It was just whatever.
Just do a Simpsons Go to England.
Yeah, I don't know. It did nothing for me. It was a weak-ish ending to an okay episode, and that's all I have to say about that.
That's all I have to say about that. I think we have a couple of Patreon.
Oh.
Guys, obviously we're on a slight delay, although we don't usually sit this close to the camera. I can read the comments fine.
Yeah,
Or
I
maybe
can read the
it's-
comments from the phone.
I also got these new glasses that are correct for my astigmatism.
I noticed you had new glasses,
Yeah.
Jack. They're very nice.
That's the first time I got my astigmatism corrected, which
Yeah, that's good.
it allows me to have 20/10 vision. But then I got a really bad headache, and I read you're not supposed to have 20/10 vision, even though like people pride themselves on getting it.
Yeah, well, I
Apparently
think
it makes your brain work harder, and you get headaches. You're stressing your brain.
that's why I get headaches.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So anyway, she goes. So the eye doctor was like, "You shouldn't get this. You shouldn't correct for the astigmatism. You should just like live with it." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, give me the best possible vision."
Give me what you got. Okay, we have one new Patreon subscriber.
2. Well, 1 upgrade.
Well, one upgrade.
and we should
okay.
give him props for that.
All right, so we can do that. Well, actually, no. First, we do the ranking here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's do that.
Oh, so what I was trying to say for the glasses tangent is that we can see your comments, but on the big screen we can't. There's a slight delay. So if you guys want to play along with the rankings, feel free to just get a little ahead of the curve. That way we're not going to wait for you.
Alrighty.
What is it?
Alrighty then.
What's the one you kept saying? What's all
What's
this
all
then?
this then?
Yeah, why couldn't I think of it before?
Yeah. Okay, so cut all that. Bring us back in right here. Okay, so that is the Regina Monologues from season 15. We never talked about the title. It's a fine title.
Yeah,
It's just
vagina,
whatever.
it's a funny word.
Vagina, Regina, whatever. I don't know.
Remember when Bloodhound
There's literally
Gang
no
wrote a whole song about it?
Yeah. There's literally no monologues or anything. The title really doesn't make any sense.
Technically,
actually, if you
every
think
time
about it.
somebody talks, it's a monologue, I
Well,
guess.
well, all right, you've got me. I've been foisted.
A micro monologue.
All right, so we are going to rank the Regina Monologues on our
Did you make a
patented.
Curve reference?
I did. Foisted.
The season, okay.
I'm enjoying. It's good to have it back.
It's not great, but it's
Right, it's
it's
not
watered
blowing me
down.
away.
It's watered down.
I'm hoping that Bryan Cranston will.
I'll always take some Funkhauser.
Of course.
Little orphan Funkhauser.
I'm an orphan now, Larry. It's the best.
And Ted Danson's always great.
Yeah, always great. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this clean. We are going to rank this episode on our patented Hippo scale. We are looking at the humor, the integrity, the production values, and the originality. So, Jack, we are going to put 2 minutes on the clock.
Beep, boop, beep, 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 beep.
And starting with the humor of this episode on a 0 to 5 scale, 0 being the lowest, 5 being the best, 2.5 smack dab in the middle. What do you think about the Regina
Would
Monologues?
4 be too high? I think so, right?
It's a little high for my taste.
All right, 3.5.
Above average for sure.
3.5.
Even 3.5 might be a little high.
A
This
lot
is
of gags like this. A full half point for Bart's moon, partly from
outer space. This
and
is
then another full half point for Homer seeing it.
Yeah, this is an episode that I really wish we had quarter points because I would give it 3.25. I'm gonna give it a 3 for now, and I might
forget
fudge that
Hockey
up.
Dad.
I did like Hockey
A couple
Dad.
of British gags we really liked.
All right, guys, I'll do 3.5. You convinced me, Jack.
The integrity of this episode. What are you thinking?
No emotion involved.
Not really. Like we've said before, this is just a string of gags. There's not really a through line. There's
Why
not really
would
a
Bart
story.
show the family the $1,000?
Yeah.
A couple of great Marge moments, but other than that, I got nothing.
I'm thinking like middle to
2.
below average. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 is exactly where I'm at, too.
It's like 2 James Francos. It's the deuce.
I bumped into James Franco on the street filming The Deuce.
Which one?
Like 2 days ago. I assume it was James Franco.
Well, they filmed it all by where you used to live, the south part of Bay Ridge.
Yes, I saw that. We'll cut this out, but I saw that. Back when in the old apartment.
When I was
But
watching the deuce, I was like, why is this so familiar? Oh, it's Bay Ridge.
I was in like the Lower East Side kind of area,
East Side.
down by like what do you call it? The fucking movie theater down there. We saw Batman there. We saw
Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Landmark Cinema.
Yeah, and they were filming The Deuce, and I walked past the craft services truck, and I bumped into a guy who was dressed in like
Tommy Wiseau.
70s. Basically, he had long hair and sunglasses, and I heard him talking, and it was almost certainly James Franco. So I'm sorry, James, if you're listening. I bumped into you.
I once was carrying about 80 bags of ice as a barista, and I was miserable, and I couldn't. It was so heavy.
Yeah.
And I walked by. I heard the laugh, and I said it was Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say something, but I was carrying so much ice, and I didn't want him to see me in such a pathetic position.
Yeah.
My dad, by the way, is going to be in Martin Scorsese's The Irishman.
Yes.
He's been filming with De Niro, Ray Romano, Joe Pesci, Bobby Cannavale, and others. And Scorsese, it's pretty exciting. And he's De Niro's dialect coach, which is really cool.
Yeah, and real quick, Fisher Michaels in a Periscope just said, your part of the city looks like 1970s New York. 1, yes.
Yes.
And 2, that's why they filmed Blue Bloods around us also.
Does Blue Bloods take place in the 70s?
Nope.
No.
But it's for old people.
Saturday Night Fever is probably the most famous Bay Ridge movie.
Yes.
That movie takes place in Bay Ridge.
Yes, and I've still never seen it, despite living in Bay
Neither.
Ridge
I have
for
the
like
DVD,
7 years.
and it's in shrink wrap.
I have my
My
old
dad's favorite movie.
I have my old boss's DVD copy of Saturday Night Fever. I actually may have sold it when I got rid of a bunch of DVDs, but I
We
never
should
watched
do-
it. She doesn't even work at my company anymore.
We should do sync points for Saturday Night Fever entirely as Bay Ridge Bob.
Oh, God. Don't threaten such a thing, because some of these listeners will be like, yeah, you should do that. You don't actually want that, I assure you. All right, let's cut all that. Let's get back into the rankings.
Two in humor.
Yeah, two integrity, I think, is good. I'm with you,
Two
Jack.
integrity. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Two on integrity. That sounds good.
Sorry, there was a 15-minute tangent in between those two words, and I lost track.
Listen to
of
the
what we
deleted
did.
scenes. All right, the production values of this episode, 0 to 5. What do you think? thought they did some good things. They did a couple of inventive type things, like Mr. Burns through the ATM, as like a fisheye thing that was in the beginning.
R2-D2 playing the bass.
Yeah, the roundabout scene was well animated. England looked good. Tony Blair had that weird smile, but overall, I thought all the guests looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
I'm thinking above average.
The guest stars did a great job. 3.5.
Yeah, I think I'm also gonna say 3.5.
You could even argue for a 4. The guest stars were so good.
And finally, we got the originality, a 0-5 scale. We've also got storytelling in there. So what do you think there, Jack?
All right, I'm going to just put a pause just so we don't forget this comment here on Periscope.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, says Tom
Jared.
What else goes into integrity other than were the characters themselves? This is what the emotional category. Were we moved to? Did it move us to a bigger house? Like Mother Simpson would get a 5 because it was one of the most emotionally just.
Yeah, it's probably our most fluid of the hippo scale categories, even though it ranks. It's a big
for
chunk
me.
of the
For
weight.
me, is it like was I moved basically?
Yeah. And was this
was there an emotional
heart to the episode?
Was there heart to the episode?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like the whale one was very high.
Was high in integrity, yeah.
Mother
for
Simpson.
Sure.
Any of the classic Bart and Lisa episodes, Lisa on Ice, Separate Vocations. You know.
Right. The whole point being in the classic era, you had episodes that were hilarious, but that could also kind of move you, and that's why those
Lisa's
are the two.
Pony.
Yeah, great episodes.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, there's that little
Originality. It's a go-to. It's a go-to. Storyteller structure. The third act, structurally, there.
Structurally, there's nothing. There's really no story in this episode. Like, it's fine. It's a go-to episode. This is going to be the lowest category for me.
I really wish they would start these go-to episodes. I wish they would get there in the go-to episodes.
Yeah. So you want a be there episode?
I want
to
be there.
I don't want to go.
I don't want to go to. I want to. We're here.
Yeah, right. I want a we're here episode.
So
I like it.
I'm going to dock it. I'm going to go 1.5.
Man, I'm also going to go 1.5, and that means we have the exact same rankings, possibly for the first time ever.
6. Really? No, it's not the first time.
I don't think we've ever had the exact same
Exaggerator,
rankings.
Mr. Hyperbole over here.
I think this is the first time it's ever happened. All right, so I will see where this ranks. All right, it's tied with 2 episodes I don't remember.
What 2?
Midnight Towboy and Papa's Got a Brand New Badge.
Papa's Not Got a New Badge was the Homer the Vigilante Redux.
Right.
Midnight Towboy was with Matt Dillon. That was our 40th episode.
I would say it's better than both
Remember
of those
we
episodes.
we had some kind of toe gag.
Oh, yeah. Like,
toe?
snap into a toe! I think
into a
that's what it
toe,
was. I have no idea where that came from, what that has to do with anything.
Imagine going back and listening to an old weed.
Snap into a
little
toe!
kernels that stick out.
Yeah. Oh, man. I think it's better than both of those episodes. What do you think?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, alright.
I guess we could have asked the dozen or so people nice enough to join us all night, but we didn't.
We didn't, and we won't.
This might surprise you, but we're a bit of narcissists.
Alright, so let's do Patreon, and then we'll do that, and we'll close up shop for the night.
Sounds good. And then that's it. And then cue Time of Your Life by Green Day, and we never recorded in this place again. And,
Yep.
It sucks.
Alright, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Alright guys, we have crunched our numbers, but before we get to that, we want to thank a couple of Patreon subscribers, listeners who have gone to patreon.com/WeStudios and have given us some money, throwing in a couple of bill skis so that Jack and Dan can keep We Studios running.
Yeah, I think we have 1.5 new people to
we do. We have one upgrade. Someone kicked it up a tier.
We'll give you another shout out because it was a big upgrade too.
Yeah.
I believe now that you've gone from $2 or $5 to $10, you can now pick an episode.
Yes.
Not going to cover it till 2018.
Well, but you
spoiler
can
alert.
do it.
But pick one, and you get you'll
Yeah,
be
get it
one
on
of
the
our first
list.
ones.
And it's Car Newley who's done that, so thank you so much, Car. Long-time listener, big fan of the shows.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Foundation
you.
Afro.
That's him.
Fafro.
Fafro, and then,
Jared G.
Yes.
Who I'm guessing is some kind of relative to Ollie G.
of course.
And thank you very much, Jared,
Yes.
for your very, very generous donation.
And Jared has been with us on this Periscope as well, so
Hey.
so happy you could do that. So thanks so much for supporting us on Patreon. Check out patreon.com/WeStudios. Check that out if you want to kick in a couple of bucks, even though this is going to be our last episode for a long while.
Yeah, I mean, we might try to get.
We'll see.
We still gotta get. We got like 1 or 2 more. We got the Christmas and we got the New Year's. That way, I don't know how we're gonna get them done, but maybe we'll get them done.
Yeah, we'll try. All right, so cut that out, and cut back to me.
You son of a bitch.
All right, so we have crunched our numbers for real, and the Regina Monologues from Season 15 has ranked as a slightly better episode than Papa's Got a Brand New Badge, and a slightly worse episode than Bart to the Future. That puts it pretty high at number 84 on our current list.
I got really distracted because I thought the microphone's covering your mouth.
Yeah.
So I thought I was watching you in real time, but then you made a face that the emotion didn't fit what you were saying. And it was
That happens.
For a second, I was just like...
That happens, Jack.
That's
it for
that's fine.
That's it for the Regina Monologues. Not a terrible episode, but not a great one.
Yeah,
so
no,
ranked accordingly, I think.
I'd watch this one again.
Yeah,
10 years from now.
honestly, I said in the opening that I think I said I hadn't seen it. I think I actually did see it, and I just completely forgot about it.
I think I Dan.
I Dan. That's me. I think I Dan. Through.
Thank you. It's the place that's going, and Dan's having a baby.
I'm having a baby.
So we're not done. It's going to be a lot harder for us to coordinate, and it's already been hard. And we live 3 blocks from each other, so we'll figure something out. But we're definitely going to be doing more episodes, just maybe not as much.
Yes, but this is our last one in Wii Studios Prime. So
yeah, I'd give you a tour, but the place is a fucking mess right now.
Yeah. So instead, there's in the background our diorama that one of our listeners made, like way back there. I also saw that Lana Del Rey joined. Was that actual Lana Del Rey?
It was. She's a huge fan. She heard us talking about video games when we mentioned Hockey Dad.
There you go.
And she mentioned the summertime, some summertime.
Yeah, sure. If Lana Del Rey is listening, hello. And if she's not, well, hello, all the same to everyone else. Where were we? What were we saying? This is the end of Weeb Studios Prime.
This is the end of dog racing.
This is the end of dog racing. How else do we close the show? If you guys have an episode you want to suggest, you can do that on our website. It's weepodcast.com, weepodcast.com. While you're there, you can get old episodes of this show. You can get every episode of 90
to live off those old ones for a while.
Yeah, re-listen to them.
But definitely suggest new ones, because when we do come back...
We're going to come back with a vengeance.
This isn't often. Again, it sucks that we're like 4 episodes early. I wanted to mention... Well, we'll just mention this now. Fuck it. Just in case.
Okay.
When we come back, and possibly not when we come back if we end up doing more episodes, but definitely starting in our 2018 when we actually come back on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I would like to do another cut all this type of thing we did, where you guys sent in your own cut all thises. I would love if you guys keep it under 15 seconds. If you want to send us... clips of you doing an impression of your favorite bus stop character, we'll use that. We'll play that at the end of the show instead of cut all this. So if you want to do an impression of Freak, if you want to do an impression of Frowers, if you want to do Dan Hadalik or Kronk Trunkstein or Gabba Goobar,
it's Kraut Goobar.
Kraut Goobar.
And I have no idea what that individual sounds like.
If you want to do your best Dan or your best Jack, go for that.
That's fine.
Don't do Jack's dad. It's not that funny.
Has he heard it and he doesn't like it? Is that what happened?
No, I don't.
Little Ghost Girl, shout out.
Yeah, we haven't heard from her in a while.
Yes, I have been absent for a very long time.
Just record it on your phones, email it to it. There's a million ways you can do it. Send it to us through Skype. I know that's a thing. I don't know what our Skype is. It's something Wii Studios.
Yeah.
But anyway, do that, but it'll be a while, and we'll probably make a more formal announcement much later in the future.
Yes, we probably will. If you're in the New York area, I don't know when this episode comes out, but you can check out Woohoo Classic Simpsons Trivia. That is the first Thursday of every month at the King's Beer Hall in not Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It's in Crown Heights, I guess.
It used to be in Williamsburg, but now I'm in Williamsburg.
Now you're in Williamsburg.
And it moved.
And Trivia moved, yeah.
It'll just always be hard for me to get to Trivia.
Yes, of course. Google Woohoo Classic Simpsons Trivia for more information about that. Old episodes on WePodcast.com. Our Amazon links are up there if you want to support us that way. Click our Amazon links or go to amazon.wepodcast.com. That helps keep the show free. We get a small cut of whatever you buy.
It helps.
It does help. We get a steady income from that.
Please do your Black Friday, your Christmas shopping. It's almost Christmas.
Cyber Monday. No peeking, Jack. No peeking. It's almost Christmas.
You almost missed it.
I will never miss it.
DiCaprio, yeah, of course, DiCaprio. DiCaprio. But please do all your Christmas shopping on Amazon. It helps a lot.
Yeah, and rate the show on iTunes, on any other platforms. TuneIn is one that's a thing now.
Yeah, although if you're listening on TuneIn, every time we say the A word on
sorry about
Amazon
that.
Echo, we fuck you up. So sorry about that.
And tell a friend about the show. We like that too. So,
You want to phone a friend.
you want to phone your friends and
Our
tell them.
friends at AT&T.
Is this Regis?
It's me, Regis.
Hey, Regis.
Notre Dame, fighting Irish.
Regis. Quick question: who is your favorite Donald Duck nephew? Huey, Louie, or Dewey?
Well, now
Dewey
that they
Crumb.
actually have personalities.
Or my favorite is Dewey Crumb.
Nice.
I get it. All right, we are
The answer,
coming
by
back.
the way, is Dewey now because what's his face playing him.
Is Ben Schwartz Dewey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
I've only seen the first episode. I really liked it.
DuckTales is so good. Oh, it's so good.
All right. We are going to come back our next episode, assuming we don't go into a long hiatus because my wife gave a birth. It's going to be an episode called Simpsons Tall Tales. I believe it's season 12. I didn't write down what season it's from. Maybe it's season 11.
But that
I
was
don't
going to be our
remember.
Thanksgiving episode. This is like early
Yeah,
November.
this is early November. Yeah.
Who knows when it's going to come out now?
So we'll see when that comes out. I don't know. We got to figure out when the hell we're going to record it. But we look forward to having you guys back for that. And if you are listening to this episode as a podcast, we did do it as a Periscope, so there may be a YouTube video if you want to see the two of us making faces and doing all the fun stuff. What face did Jack just make? You gotta find out on YouTube. This is the same sequence of faces Bart did.
Yeah, that's what I was doing,
okay, you
yeah.
did it on purpose. Good.
This is a Simpsons podcast. Am I
It
wrong?
is. Why do we spend all that time talking about darts and Tony Blair like he's a dock worker from 1940s New York? All right, guys. So that's gonna do it for this episode. We'll be back. And Jack, how do we close the show?
Whoever does a cut all this comment first, I will read it word for word, even if it's really stupid. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. We're gonna cut this out.
We gotta wait for this.
We're gonna wait for the delay.
I gotta type it in.
Have delay here.
Type it in.
Who's gonna be the first one? This is the Empty Nest podcast.
Cats all hiss. Thanks, Fisher Michaels. You win with all capitals.
Cats all hiss, baby. Meow. I'll leave the recording going. We're done here. Thanks so much, guys, for watching on Periscope. You guys are the best. I feel like it was the same crew, stayed the entire time. So
Alexa,
you guys are
turn
great.
on the desk lamp.
What's that? Oh, I see. You're talking to
Alexa, turn on
you're
the
talking to
desk
your
lamp.
robot butler. I definitely have to go home, but if you guys do have questions and I don't know, we can do a quick Q&A for
Sure.
5 minutes or something.
You can,
Or
you
Jack
can
can
read those.
disconnect
Oh wait, no, you can read that. I'm going to show them the
Jack's
studio.
going on a tour. Well, they can't hear me anymore.
You can hear you.
Hello. This is how I sit.
There's our view. Overlook JFK.
Yeah.
This is where Dan usually sits. This is where I usually
There's
sit.
the window that someone broke.
This is my soon-to-be kitchen table that was my girlfriend's sewing station.
It's gonna be your kitchen table.
Yeah. It's my sister's bed. It's a bed if you can't tell. See? It's two halves. This is where I do none of my writing. There's my DVDs.
If you can hear me, when is the baby due?
You're
November
closer
10th.
to the mic now than you were the whole front.
If all the bus stop characters fought to the death, who would win? Frowers.
There's the front door. That's the hallway. There's the kitchen. This is the kitchen. This is the refrigerator. More kitchen. Let's see. Here's the bathroom. This is where I poop. Missy's in the bedroom, so we won't show you the bedroom, but that's where he usually goes. And then here's Dan!
Hi, everybody. It's Dan, your favorite.
Oh, boy. And that's Wii Studios. The illusion has been shattered.
Well, it's the old Wii Studio. I don't even
Right,
know what
right.
Wii Studios are going to be anymore.
I
I
don't
turned
know.
off the recording, so this is all just Periscope now.
What
British
is Alexa
Goldberg.
playing? She's playing music. Alexa, turn off.
Yeah, Alexa's playing music. Dan, what is your best Simpsons character impression?
Alexa, turn off.
I sometimes do a Barney at trivia that at least friend of the show Dan Ozzie has said is pretty good.
What's
Let me
your
try.
Barney?
Let me try and do. Give me a Barney line. What's a good Barney line?
Did crawl down? Did a frog crawl down your throat and die?
It didn't die. That was okay.
I heard you did something. I think on Halloween that was really
Don't cry for me. I'm already dead.
good. Yeah, it's not bad.
Not bad. I did Dr. Nick because I was Dr. Nick for the
Your
Halloween
Dr. Nick
costume
was
costume.
pretty good.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, maybe that was what I was thinking of.
You have a rare condition called a bonus eruptus.
Yeah, that's a pretty good Dr. Nick.
So, not bad. I got not bad, and that was pretty good. So I'll take it. I'll take both of them.
Yeah, I don't think I can do anything besides Mo and season 1 Homer.
Yeah, right. That's a classic.
Frosty chocolate.
Dan is so talented.
Butts.
Thank you, Dan. Since Dan Brio is
Just
saying
some Dan love going
Dans
around.
in general are just the best.
I love you, Dan. Get it?
You talking to me or you talking? Oh,
No, I was doing an impression of him
I
talking.
see. If Harry Shearer threatens to leave again, I'm available, except for all the insults of Al Jean that I did.
Hire this man. Give him $1 million an episode.
Wait, first let me listen to 115 episodes of this podcast. Yeah.
Oh, are you saying you're not saying that Dan Castellaneta Trump is hilarious? I hope not, because it's terrible. But are you saying that Dan?
it's my version of Dan Castellaneta's Donald
That's really funny. Because
he's the president of the United States, and you're fired.
And it's not bad. It's
like
not
super nasally.
accurate.
Yeah,
But what's funny is it's bad, and it points out how bad his is.
Right. I mean, the Trump that I normally do, I'm essentially
Pretty
just
good
doing
Trump.
Seth Meyers as Trump.
It's a decent Trump.
It's fine.
I
I think Trump has a deeper voice. I don't know why Dan
you do a good
Castellaneta does.
Peter McNichol and Bean.
Oh God, Jesus of Nazareth!
You say, "It's me!"
And there will be a cell with butts from dick.
You do a good Peter McNichol in Ghostbusters too.
Why am I drippings with goo? Go, yes, I think
so.
go, yes. We're just gonna put this up. Dan does impressions.
We should do like one of those YouTube videos.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you do Kevin Spacey?
Kevin Spacey. I don't think I've ever tried to do Kevin Spacey.
Let's see if you can do a cold.
What's a good Kevin Spacey line? All I can think is "I rule."
Oh,
from
I got
American
sick.
Beauty.
It's outbreak.
Oh, I got sick. It's outbreak. Oh, hello.
Hello. Well, Mr. Happy.
Now we're just hanging out and having fun. This is a good time.
Do you do any Marvels?
Not really.
Do you do any X-Men's?
No.
Do you do any Batmans?
I mean, I do we do the jokey like Ben Affleck Batman all the time.
Why'd you say that name?
Yeah.
That's kind of
Which
it.
is really not Ben Affleck. That's more Christian Bale.
Well, I don't know. He definitely does. Ben Affleck's Batman has a weird, like, gravelly voice too. No one can touch Kevin Conroy.
This could be a weekly segment. Oh, God, we were talking about.
Would I ever do voiceover work? I would love to. I wanted to do
It's tough to
voiceover
break
work like a
into
while
voice
ago.
acting,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very tough. Can you do Jack's dad? Hey, Jackie boy, I'm in a Martin Scorsese movie. It's going to be on Netflix. It's going to be great. Jack doesn't like the Jack's dad voice. You've made it very, very clear.
Not a fan.
Yeah, no, we were talking. I wish we could do a radio show. That would just be so good.
I would like if somebody wants to pay us.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on L-Dubs?
I don't know what L-Dubs is.
I have no idea what that is.
L-Dubs? Larry
Do you do a?
No, that's not L-Dubs.
Do you do any? Can you do a Justin Roiland?
Oh man. I try to do Rick. Morty, we gotta go to the planet, Morty.
It's not bad.
All right.
You can't do Morty. It's pretty much the same thing.
Oh, cheese, Rick.
Cheese, Rick.
Oh, cheese, Rick. I wanted to talk to Jessica, and it was so bad, Rick. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do we have any talk about iDubbbz? What's iDubbbz?
I don't know what that is.
Is that like a new?
Is that what kids do?
Is that what kids are doing?
Is that some kind of drug?
Are kids still saying dead ass?
Is it like Nuke
I know what the kids
from
do.
RoboCop 2?
We had like a whole tangent about Nuke.
There was like 6 episodes in a row where we talked about RoboCop 3.
Why do we talk about RoboCop so much
I don't know.
on fucking Simpsons podcast?
We leaned into the curve early on, and we should have been leaning away. If we had leaned
We
away
really
from the
did.
curve, we'd probably be a popular podcast.
Yeah, no.
We'd probably be the Ali Gertz of
We
Twitter.
love you guys, and you guys are like some of our best listeners. But man, we have had some ups and downs as far as listenership, mostly downs.
Mostly downs.
Anytime we get like, oh, that's a good idea for a podcast, then people actually listen to it and they're like, what the fuck is this?
I just wanted to hear like people shit on The Simpsons. I didn't want to hear this garbage.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I feel like this podcast wouldn't be as fun without your wacky tangents. I agree. I mean,
I
we do
agree
it.
too.
We do
Who
it
wants
to
to listen to not stoic, stolid?
Stolids, yeah. Well, because like there's Simpsons podcasts out there that are just like, oh, we're watching Lisa on Ice this week. That's a good episode. I like the part where it was funny. That was a good
that's
part.
why I don't really. That's why I don't listen to any TV show. Probably as much as I would like. I would love to geek out about like Next Generation and James Bond. And,
Right.
I want to do a Perfect Strangers podcast because I would just like to geek out about it. But it's even the recaps, like even the AV Club recaps. Like they're fun for about, after 10 or so. I'm just like, all right, I don't need. I'm just, what am I doing here?
You're talking about like the TV Club recap?
Yeah, it's just like if you're just recapping it, what are you doing? You're just telling yourself. You're telling yourself stuff you already know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Sometimes they're insightful. It depends who the reviewer is. There's some crappy ones now, but they used to be good.
I missed the Dissolve.
Yeah, the Dissolve was great. Have you had anyone from The Simpsons respond to your critiques? No, we had Al Jean tweeted us once.
Yeah, he said something about like my Emmys says different.
Yeah, he was like, I have Emmys and you guys are a podcast, and we were like, we like Teen Angel, like seriously.
And we've talked a couple of Yardley Smith,
has
Pamela
tweeted
Hayden,
with
I
us.
think,
Yeah.
and Maggie Roswell.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody knows about the fact that we make fun of them on a weekly basis.
No, I don't think so. Or if they do, they really
They don't care. Who are we? We're nobody.
Um,
Nothing to them.
I would love if they had an episode this season that was just like shitting on like some crappy podcast and it was like making fun of us. That would be the ultimate. I could die happy.
Yeah.
You know.
If it was just
But I don't expect that to happen.
No, of course not.
Just because we've been on Canadian radio twice does not mean that we're like super famous people.
Nope.
Anyway.
This is about as good as it's gonna get.
Yep. All right. So, have you asked James Franco to be on
Every
the show?
once in a while, I do bump into somebody super famous, and I kind of want to be like, "Hey, can you be on my podcast?" But wait, what can you do? I'm going to meet a Rick and Morty writer next week, and what are we going to do?
Right.
Hey, can I be a writer on the show? Hey, I'm really funny. I would
should say
actually,
yeah,
I would,
they'd say yes.
I would probably do, I would probably be fine in a room, like on a staff room.
Yeah.
How do you prove that in 5 seconds?
Yeah, you can't really.
No, what are you going to do?
That's tough.
Even what about my dad? My dad's hanging out with Scorsese, De Niro. Hey, give my kid a job. What's that?
Yeah.
You know how many times they get asked that a day?
Right.
All right. Well,
I don't know which writer.
We're winding down.
It came up in a meeting today. I don't know which writer.
Some podcast with Pac Jacone and Mam Dollhall for Simpsons season 30. By the way, just because you said Mam Dollhall, which is the spoonerism of my name, which
it's a better name than Dan Mulhall.
it is.
It's very manly.
I have the Facebook account for Man Dollhall. Do you remember when I did this?
Nope.
So I got the Facebook account for Man Dollhall, and I made the picture an inverted color inverse of my Facebook picture, and with like a frowny, angry face. And I would only comment on my own stuff like once a year.
Why?
Just like, I don't know, it's just funny. Just like to be like, who's this weirdo? Who's Mam Dollhall?
I came
like
up
my
with
evil twin.
I came up with a concept that I never ended up doing. It was like Tommy Troy or Tony Troy.
Okay.
And I was going to be a professional troll where you could hire me if you wanted to say something to one of your Facebook friends, like, "Hey, these jokes are really unfunny" or whatever.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to offend them.
Right, you hired
would
Tommy
hire me, and I would just go in and I'd be like, "Nobody gives a shit about your apple pie." You know?
Yeah. Right.
And etc. I never did it though.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I also
I
have
think-
a reverse Donald Trump Twitter. I never did. I never
Yes.
used either.
Yeah.
Where I would just tweet exactly what Donald Trump says, but the opposite. And it shows you how stupid he is. But who has time for all this shit?
Did someone ask what our favorite pie is?
Cherry, pecan pie is
Pecan
in
pie.
the
is
last
probably my
couple of years
favorite,
has become big.
I also really like a Snickers pie. That shit's good. Or even like a Reese's pie. I don't like Reese's peanut butter cups, but for whatever reason I like the pie.
Peach.
Anyway, this isn't interesting. Now we're just talking about pie.
This isn't podcast?
All right, 60 pies are in the fridge, and we're in the podcast zone.
60 pies are in the fridge.
Who cares
we're
if
in
it's a
the
fake? It's a
podcast.
nice photo. I don't go on your page and make negative comments.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love
see?
that. I love that someone's quoting back to us, the crazy weirdo who you follow on Facebook. Amazing. All right, guys, I gotta get home. I told my wife, do not wait up. I will be home late. And she was like, I'm still gonna wait up, so I don't want her to be late.
So we might, because we really wanted to get up to the Drunken New Year's, and that didn't happen, so we might try to squeeze some in before Dan becomes occupied.
Somebody said Green Day or Blink-182. Blink-182.
Green
For sure.
Day.
No way. I've actually been in a Blink-182 kick lately, like re-listening to old Blink. Yeah.
Which one has the drummer that believes like the Earth is flat or something?
Well, it was that Tom DeLonge from
The Earth was
1922
flat?
It was flat. It got rounded out by Zeus. No, I think you're thinking like Tom DeLonge like believes in aliens.
Oh, that's right.
And he got kicked out of the band, and now Matt Skiba's in the band. From the Laugh Uncle Line Trio. He's been in there for like a couple of years now.
I thought he was like a tough Satanist. What's he doing in the...
Making fucking money, bro.
Yeah, I guess so.
Getting the t-shirts.
Anyway, next time you hear from us, it won't be from here. But
Yeah, I don't know where we'll be, but we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, and we'll see you from there.
Yeah. All right, guys. So thanks a lot. Two people just said aliens exist, referencing the Blink-182 song.
Yeah. We do have
cool.
to. We got to figure out how to do a drunken New Year's so that I can make up fake episode titles.
Yeah. Have you all heard of Coheed and Cambria? They're based out of New York.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
we have.
I saw them
We
live
were
several
both big
times.
fans back in the day. You more than me, probably. But all right, Jack just got an alert on his phone that says time for bed, so we gotta go.
This isn't screen record, is
The
it?
sad thing is, I also have something that says time for. It says lights out at 10:30. It goes on, and I have to go to sleep then. So I gotta go. It's getting late here in New York.
It's very late.
So thanks so much, guys. You guys are the best.
Such fucking old men.
We're old men.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night, Moon.
Thank you for joining
Good
us.
night, Solid Gold Wii Studios.
On the moon?
I forgot it already.
Hey, yep.
None of this sticks.
Oh God.